Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the morning. Sorry, I'm a little late. Welcome to Monday, December 6th. Nice to see you here. Hope you're having yourself a good day. I hope you had a great weekend and got some rest and you're taking good care of yourself out there. Making sure not to get sick on me. I want you all healthy and happy. Nice to have you here this morning. We're watching a number of developments going on here at the same time. Kind of normal. There's always something going on, and usually more than one thing. And sometimes things that happen outside our immediate area affect our markets and our world, and we have to be on top of this. Keep an eye on stuff like that. I'm showing the Dow this morning positive, and it's been showing positive pretty well all pre-market morning. With an hour to go, or 55 minutes to go before we start trading, we've got the Dow up 228. S&P is up 15.75, both positive. But NASDAQ is negative 34 and a half points. Nothing big, but it's notable that two of the three markets are positive. The tech-laden NASDAQ 100 under a bit of pressure. Oil up $2 at $68.27. I wouldn't be worrying too much about that. I kind of understand why oil is rebounding a bit at the moment. It's had quite the drop, and there's a lot of speculation out there about just how bad the drop is going to be on oil overall. Is the oil market oversupplied? What about needs for oil going forward? Is the market for oil going to be as strong as had been discussed earlier, or is it just you know is it just going to be a bit weaker than thought, and maybe we're going to be in the 60s instead of the 90s? If you listen to the oil promoters, they can't help but tell you how great the price of oil is going to be for investors, and how how we're not going to possibly be able to produce enough oil for the world's needs, and there'll be supply chain bottlenecks, and it's just going to be a nightmare. And I'm going, yeah, I don't think so. I think the Russians are so desperate for cash that they're going to sell to anybody who wants to buy it, because they're not part of OPEC. They're never going to join it. And they'll be more than happy to supply Europe with oil. But the Europeans could play a little game on Russia, and that could be basically if the Russians really want to play games in the Ukraine, and dare invade it. The Europeans may just cut the Russians off economically, and just shut them down. Now, it'll come at great cost to Europe as far as convenience goes, and what have you. But you got to send a message to these guys that enough's enough. I don't know. Obviously, Europe doesn't want to send troops into Ukraine to defend it. Not saying Ukraine's going to be attacked, but the Russians are playing the rattle the saber game at the border. See what happens there. The other factor is China, and that one, boy, that one just won't go away. That story just will not go away. The China story is getting. There's all kinds of areas now where we talk about China that we never did before. The first one is this tennis player, the gal, the Chinese professional, who's just not. No one sees her anymore. She's just not in the media anymore. She doesn't post any Instagram anything. She's not on Facebook. She's nowhere. And many Chinese residents, or let's say nationals, are kind of questioning why can't we, why isn't she talking, why doesn't she post like she always posts, and glorify the greatness of tennis, and China's involvement in tennis. Oh, and by the way, why are all the women's tennis tournaments that are supposed to happen in China, why have they all been canceled? What was the reason for that? Was it the COVID flu, maybe? Don't think so. Funny how that's just being buried. So that's one thing we keep talking about. Now we're hearing about the Olympics. We're hearing about the Winter Olympics, and there's a diplomatic boycott being discussed by the U.S. and other countries. What does that mean? I'm really an old man. You can tell by the white hair I have up here, and I can tell you what an Olympic ban used to mean. See, when I was young, and I had, brown hair, but just as thin, longer, and maybe to about here. I had like thin hair all over here. It was still terrible. It was terrible. Yeah, anyway, I thought I looked cool, but it was terrible. When I was young, um, I remember in 1980, the games were in Munich in 72, and 76 they were in Montreal. That was the last time in Montreal that the Russians showed up, or the USSR. East Germany showed up, and all the Russian satellite countries, they all showed up. And the Americans showed up, and Britain, and I mean, the world showed up. That was Montreal 76. Moscow was 1980. By the time Moscow was holding the games in 1980, they had invaded Afghanistan. And the rest of the world was really upset about that because it was expansionism, military expansion. So the world just said, a lot of the world said, we're not coming. We're not coming to the Moscow games. So the US, Canada, and a number of other countries banned and boycotted the games in Moscow. The games went on. Britain went, which was surprising that Britain would actually go, but they did. Um, but a number of the European countries didn't, and it was a disaster as far as nobody in North America knew what happened over there because there was no TV coverage, and it was just a big political show. Anyway, in 1980, that winter, America was hosting the Lake Placid games, and I have to correct myself. The Lake Placid games happened first in 1980, and the Soviets showed up in Lake Placid, and so did all the other countries. They all came to Lake Placid. That was the last Winter Olympics. It was the Winter Games where all the countries of the world who could have participated. That was, I guess, January, February. Then in August was the games in Moscow, and that's when the Americans pulled out. So the Americans didn't talk about boycotting Moscow. They pulled off Lake Placid, and all the countries of the world came to Lake Placid, making it a huge political coup for the United States, the Western democracies. We had the Miracle on Ice that is still talked about to this very day, where the U.S. college boys hockey team beat the Soviet hockey team in a game. All that was positive. As soon as those games were over, America got a conscience, quote unquote, got a conscience, and decided we're not going to Moscow because we're going to boycott the Afghanistan situation. And they didn't go, and that was Jimmy Carter. 1984, the summer games were supposed to be held in Los Angeles, and they were. The Russians didn't show up. The East Germans didn't show up. A bunch of the Soviet team, they didn't show up because in protest for what the Americans had done to Moscow's games. It was tit for tat. And so the LA games were a great success from a television point of view, a great success for America because of American propaganda, because only Americans are winning all the medals because there was no Russians and East Germans to beat. Some of the top athletes weren't there. So Americans had a field day with gold medals, and it was a wonderful television extravaganza for ABC television because it was just USA, 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 USA. Canada did okay. We got lots of medals because, again, the best athletes in the world, many weren't there. That was 84. Then 88, the games were in Seoul, South Korea. And the world came together in 88. That was the last time in summer of 88 that the world got together before the fall of the Iron Curtain, before the fall of the Berlin Wall. This is 1988. 89, the wall came down. And thereafter, it wasn't this USSR anymore. It was now Russia and then all these independent states that were slowly popping up all over the place. Anyway, the boycotts in those days weren't diplomatic. The boycotts in those days, when there were boycotts, athletes didn't show up. The country would not allow their athletes to go. That's what a boycott was. So that's what a boycott actually is. A diplomatic boycott, this is all talk and no action. This is where the U.S. and other countries will say, "Well, we're not sending our diplomats to the host country, but we'll send our athletes." I call that a cop out, and I call that gutless. If you're going to have any kind of a boycott for the Beijing Olympics, you don't send your athletes. You don't play this diplomatic boycott BS game, because that's all it is. It's pure BS, complete gutless move that has no significance, no bearings on anything. But I'll tell you why. Why won't countries not send their athletes to Beijing? Because they're scared. They're they're chicken shit scared, absolutely terrified of the Chinese. What are they worried about? Economic boycotts. They're worried about future trade relations. It's all about the money. It has nothing to do with human rights. It has nothing to do with China's assertion of territorial whatever. It has everything to do with being scared of one of the most powerful countries in the world, because they're worried what these guys are going to do. So rather than the countries getting together and saying, we're going to show these guys that they're not welcome in the world, the world's playground here, that what they're doing is not what we want, or not what we think is right, or is against human rights, they're not going to play that game. They're going to play the diplomatic boycott game. It is just crap. It is just crap. And it goes to show me, an average guy, how unprivileged many of us are, and how privileged some of us are in our countries around the world. Because can you imagine, just try to imagine what it would be like if you were a diplomat for your country. You were through the embassy or foreign affairs, and you were sent to Beijing. You would be in the lap of luxury. You'd be at five-star hotels, five-star dining. You'd be in box suites at every event you chose to go to, limo service to and from. I mean, we're talking about over the top um, um, accommodation and everything you can possibly imagine at no expense to you. The ridiculousness of it is pathetic, because the athletes are essentially working for free. They train all year round. They go through all kinds of hell on earth to become an athlete. Even to qualify for the team, they then get over there and they're given uniforms and student housing. Share a couple of, two athletes to a room, and total restriction on where you can go and what you can see and what you can do. In Beijing, oh God, these athletes can't go anywhere without secret police all over these guys. Talk about a farce. And then you do your event, and then you have to leave. And I can bet you the Chinese have already arranged that athletes will be allowed in, do the opening ceremonies, and most will be gone. By the time the closing ceremonies happen, you'll be down to 1/3 of the athletes left. The rest have already been flown out of there, because the Chinese are not going to be interested in having students, athletes, or any kind of athletes with cameras all over Beijing. Are you out of your mind? They don't want any photos taken, and they don't want these kids traveling anywhere inside China, because this is like trying to, manage a horde of hornets. I mean, it's impossible. So they're in and then they're out. They're totally going to be dominated at every moment. And the entire event is a political show-off tour to show the world how great China is. I say, if your country has a spine, if your leadership of your country has a spine, you're going to find out between now and the start of the Winter Olympics. If your countries are going, you're gutless. You can talk the talk all you want. Tell the world how terrible it is, and we're not sending our diplomats to China, but you sent the athletes, you sent the kids, and you put them up there to be propaganda tools for the Chinese rather than put yourself up there. This is as gutless as it gets, and this is like, listen to what I say, but don't do as I do. And this is what's happening right now. This is the talk that you're going to hear all about. It's going to rev up, because Biden doesn't want to send diplomats. Trudeau in Canada might not send them. It's all BS, and it's pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic. But that's just my buddy. It's just me, the old man, talking to you about who's really got the guts. It's when the athletes say, I'm not going. It's when they say the way that this tennis pro has disappeared off the face of the earth, or Jack Ma from Alibaba, or a whole bunch of other people don't exist, or the absolute denial of human rights to these minority groups, or they're being put in concentration camps. They just disappear from the face of the earth. When the athletes stand up and say, I'm not going to this country to do this, to put on a show for these people. I'm not going to be their tool. Those are the ones with the guts. Those are the ones that you tip your cap to. These politicians, you don't give them a dime of respect because they don't earn it. It's a show. It's just a show, and it's a gutless show. I mean, that's just this old man with his personal opinion. Other stuff out of China coming out today. The Evergrande, that huge real estate company, more defaults. And now other real estate companies in China, more defaults. And then today we hear that the Bank of China is lessening the deposit requirements of Chinese banks to be able to do more lending. This is an absolute panic move happening in slow motion. Again, the Chinese view this or try to sell this to the outside world as we are doing so well and we're having so much demand for our goods and services. We need to expand our country even more. We're going to expand our banking. What it really is they're lessening the requirements for banks to be capitalized, and the Chinese government is throwing money into their own banks to keep them solvent so they can keep lending to junk borrowers. In reality, the entities that are borrowing money from these Chinese entities wouldn't get a loan anywhere in Main Street, USA. They are insolvent entities that are up to here in debts. They're up to here in bribes with the Chinese government. They can't keep playing the game. And so the bribe masters, the boys up here in Beijing, are making it easier for banks to keep lending money, these banks to keep lending money to these outfits so they can keep paying the bribes to the guys at the top. It's completely corrupt. Completely corrupt. And how the rest of the world plays along with it is telling. It is incredibly telling, and it just goes to show, even with the Olympics coming up and all the abuse of human rights, they're sending their athletes, and their ABC or NBC, whoever it is, whichever network in the U.S. is broadcasting it. And the Chinese will be broadcasting it, and they will be trying to control the signal coming out of there. They will be trying to control reporters, where they can go and who they can talk to, and all this crap. And there'll be complaints by U.S. broadcasters, but it won't matter because there's no diplomat in Beijing they can go to for help because their diplomats have boycotted everything. And the only signals and the only stories they're going to get out are going to be how great the China situation is, because that's what China wants the world to know. It's a complete farce. And I'm actually disappointed that athletes en masse have already not said it, that we're not going. I'm disappointed. I understand that there are athletes out there who it's a dream come true to get to an Olympic Games. I get it. I get you there. But oh boy, talk about principles and what's going on. It's bad. Anyway, economics, interesting scenarios in China. The unraveling continues of its complete corrupt economy. The cracks are appearing everywhere. They are desperate over there to keep things calm right now, to get to the games, to produce the games, and try to show the world how great everything is. And then right after the games are over, shut everything down. There will be no independent reporters allowed in that country. There'll be no way any reporters will be able to report on what's really going on. And as we are noticing already, companies are being delisted in the United States that were Chinese companies. They're being delisted voluntarily by the Chinese and being relisted only in Hong Kong or Shanghai. And the reason for that is simple. The American regulators have been saying to these publicly traded companies, your books don't look good enough to us. There's stuff missing. We're not able to, 1 + 1 - 1 = 15. We just can't figure out your math. Is there a new math you guys have invented? Because we can't figure it out. Can you help us out here? Like, where did all this money go? Simple questions like this. You have sales, you have expenses, You have profits, you have depreciation, you have this, you have that. But the bottom line doesn't add up. We can't get back to the front line. There's something missing in the middle. And what it is where all the bribes are going. Where are all the dollars going for these consulting fees and licensing fees and permits and all that? Who gets paid those? You have all these fees to be in business in this city of Zhuang, whatever. We don't have that in Cincinnati, Ohio, by the way, and they don't do that in Frankfurt, Germany, and they don't do that over in Madrid, Spain. But in all these cities that you have factories and sales offices, you have all these expenses that we can't figure them out. Well, those are called the bribes. Those are the payoffs to be able to be in business. It's called the mafia, and you got to take care of the guys at the top. And they don't want to disclose that. Duh. Of course they don't want to disclose it. So they're going to delist out of New York voluntarily and relist in China, where in China, the companies that are listed in China are totally legitimate companies. And there is no need to investigate anything here because the regulators in China have investigated all these companies and they have signed off on all the legitimacy of all the financials. There is nothing to see here. There's nothing you have to audit here. It's all being done behind closed doors. And you can be rest assured that the shares you buy in company blah, 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 it's all good and clean. Yeah, right. The outside world is going, I don't think so. I don't think I want to go there. You guys aren't making debt payments now to foreigners with bonds. Why should I bother holding stock in your companies when you won't even show us? You can't show us your books. You can't. We know you can't show us your book because we know the answer. You can't play the game all you want, but we know what the game is. We know the game. We've seen movies about it for years. We shut these guys down in the Bronx in the 40s, in the 50s, in the 60s. We had Teflon Don. We had all the guys. We watched the Godfather movies. We know how all this stuff works. We know you watch those movies. You're just imitating this in a Chinese way. It's okay. We know. Anyway, they're doing the United States regulators a favor by delisting their stock and going back over to China. The implosion continues. And there you have it. And I got to tell you, as long as we keep going to our favorite retailer and we don't look at the box from whence the product comes from, when we buy something at store whatever, and you don't look at where that item is made, you ignore that, and you love this toaster, or you love this frying pan, or you love the spatula, or you love the washer and the dryer, whatever it is you're buying in America, Canada, Britain, Germany, I don't care where you are, if you do not look at where it is made and just buy it because of the price, you are helping these guys continue the game that continues on with 1.3 billion people in the country. As soon as you go to a store and you look to buy something, and after you find a few products, you go, oh, here's some really neat vacuum cleaners. Where are these made? China. No, I'm not buying it. China. No, I'm not buying it. When you figure out that you can buy product outside of China, which is hard to do, you'll notice a couple of things. The lowest 2 or 3 priced items are from China, and then there's higher priced items that are not made in China. And until you get to that level where you're prepared to pay with your wallet with respect to your morals, then you'll break them. But unless you keep paying the cheapest price and you don't give a crap and you look the other way, you just ignore it, then the carnage will continue, and the suffering will continue, and the games will continue, and the BS will continue, and we move on. And as long as our fearless leaders that we elect and who hire all their diplomats keep doing the old, well, we're boycotting the games, we're having a diplomatic boycott. Yeah, well, we fall for that line, we are the saps. It's our fault. We're the saps. We're supporting them by giving them money indirectly through American distributors who are importing goods from China, Canadian distributors importing goods from China, UK distributors, German, French, Italian, Spanish, Belgian, Brazilian, every country in the world is guilty. We're all in on it. This is not a USA, Canada, China thing. This is a world thing. And these guys are looking to divide and conquer. And so they play the game very well. They studied from the Russians through the 50s and the 60s that any peep of media that would come out of the Soviet Union in the 60s was all state controlled, all state edited. And every single time there was a diplomatic problem or there was an international issue, the American press would have this story and the Russian press would have that story, and they would not be on the same page whatsoever. Every single time it was the opposite. And a lot of people out in the world were going, well, who do you believe? Do you believe the Americans and all their promotion, or do you believe the Russians and all their stuff? And in America, it was like, what are you talking about? You can't trust a word those guys say. And of course, the Russians would say, you can't trust a word the Americans say. After all, we both have missiles pointed at each other. You can't trust the other guy. Until finally, the Russians got kind of broke. Reagan kind of bankrupted them by outspending militarily, 100 to 1. They finally had to come to a negotiated deal. The Chinese right now, cannot be bankrupted. The Chinese are so powerful economically, courtesy of us, because we buy all their crap and we buy it willingly. They are just in the driver's seat. I mean, coming into the United States every year is, $50 billion worth of goods coming into the U.S. From the U.S. to China is $5 billion in goods. I call that a pretty good balance of payments thing. The Chinese are bringing in U.S. currency like you can't believe. It's coming in from all over the place. They're bringing in euro currency. They're bringing in currency from Switzerland, bringing currency in from all over the planet. And they have reserves like you cannot believe to buy bullets, build ships, submarines, launch rockets, launch rockets to space, send robots to the moon, now send robots to Mars. They are catching up. They've just about there, and we're not stopping it. And we don't seem to want to stop it. So anyway, there's that little rant for you. Fun times at the OK Corral. While I'm ranting away, we have 29 minutes to go before we open. We're still up 229 on the Dow. Miraculously, we're still up. The S&P is up 16 and NASDAQ is down 23. Now, the virus thing. Surprise, surprise, you heard over the weekend, and that's the only time you really hear bad news on the news is on the weekend, because Monday to Friday, you don't seem to get a lot of bad news coming out your way. It's always kind of suppressed until Friday night. Have you ever noticed that? Friday night, Saturday, all this bad news comes out, but no one's around to read it because we're all busy golfing and doing what we want to do. The variant is showing up everywhere. This new variant from South Africa is showing up all over the place. And why is that? Because it's been here for weeks. We've had the variant everywhere in the world for weeks. The scientists know it, the doctors know it, the researchers know it, all the pharmaceuticals, they know it. They've been told to shut the hell up and don't talk about it because we don't want to create any panic. But the word started to leak a couple of weeks ago that South Africa was having some kind of a problem with a variant or something like that. And then we heard, there's a case in London, England. There's a case in Paris. There's a case in Los Angeles. Oh my God. Yeah, well, sorry, folks. There are probably in the U.S. right now, in Canada, U.S., thousands of cases of this stuff. The reason is simple. As soon as you have it, whether you know it or not, you're a super carrier. And it spreads so easily that you spread it just saying hi to a friend from across the room. It's everywhere. It's already everywhere. And many of us have already been exposed to it. Now, many of us have been exposed to it, but we didn't catch it. The reason we didn't catch it is it didn't take, or we were vaccinated and it we got a very slight case of it and our antibodies knocked it out of there, or we have it, but it's just not affecting us, and it just can't muster up enough oomph to really knock us on our butts. We're fine. And then a number of us have got it, and we've got the symptoms of COVID. We got the various issues, but we just feel we got a bad cold. and we're fighting it off, and we do, and we fight it off, and a couple days later we're fine, and we're over it. Especially those of us who've been vaccinated, certainly. But the problem with this darn thing is that in certain countries of the world already, they are already noticing our hospitalizations are surging right now. Europe in particular, we are really in trouble because they're a month or so ahead of the rest of us out here in North America. And so just watch what's going on in Germany, France, Italy, Poland, Spain, UK, the whole European, everything, that whole area, and then just move forward a month from now. So through Christmas and New Year's and into January, we will be overrun with this thing officially, as it takes its hold, and then we'll just see what the decimation is. Supply chain problems continue and will continue. There's no relief for that. Container shipments are behind. We hear there's talk about, the number of container ships off the coast of LA are lower. That kind of talk. That could be true. Could have been the surge came and now it's being knocked down a bit. Okay, great, but it's still a problem. And I'm going to tell you that in the first quarter of 2022, the first 3 months, January, February, March, you're going to notice retailers start to bring out earnings warnings, because they've got shortages. They're going to have issues. And it's the slowest quarter of the year anyway. Christmas is come and gone, so obviously they're not going to sell as much stuff in the first quarter as they did the last quarter for the holidays. But I'm thinking a lot of basic goods will be in shorter supply. Then again, of course, if we have a boycott of Chinese goods, if we actually self-boycott, the shelves will be full of crap. I guess that's true. So the very poor among us can still buy cheap spatulas, forks, knives, and spoons, plates, and what have you. Where those of us who are well-to-do are going to take the high road and buy nothing but made in America and made in Europe goods, and we'll play that game. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Tony, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for becoming a member, or renewing if you're renewing. I appreciate this very much. It's nice to have you here. I don't know. We'll see how that all plays itself out. Anyway, that's the talk about the supply chains, the COVID variants. That's not going away. Will there be lockdowns? That's the last thing to happen. I think what we're going to see more of, unfortunately, will be travel restrictions here and there will be instituted and brought up. There's already talk about lifting or easing travel from Africa. If you have a negative test within 24 hours, like you have to have now to enter the US and Canada, you have a negative test in 24 hours and you're vaccinated, you'll be able to get on a plane, fly to Heathrow. You'll get off the plane to be tested. You'll be tested there on the spot. And if you're positive, you're going into quarantine. If you're not, you might be free to go. I don't know. We're going to find out. I don't, I'll say this much. A year ago, when that cruise ship in Tokyo was, held up and restricted, and passengers couldn't even get out of their cabins, which is the worst thing you could have done to them. Only allowed to walk around the deck for an hour a day, like there was solitary confinement, and you had dozens of people die and hundreds get infected. Since that time to today, the world has really changed with regards to how we treat the knowing that we might get it. We might get the virus. It's really shifted, and it is not the panic it used to be. It's not the panic situation it was at the beginning. Now, if you are older and or under, you have health issues, you are panicking. Especially if you have health issues, you are always panicking because you do not know what strain of the virus can do you in. No one knows. The research is so new and so early that we haven't had time to get into that level. We're just trying to find a way to put out vaccines and help people out. So, there are those who don't give a crap and they go, it's a cold and I don't care if I get it. I can beat it, and that's the end of that. And many of those have had it and have survived, and they brag about it. And then there are those who can't brag about it because they're dead. they're in body bags and they've been buried and cremated and they're gone. And they can't brag about it because they didn't beat it. It beat them. But they went down fighting. They went down fighting and they insisted that in their last breath, I don't have COVID. I have a cold. Really? A cold? And you're hooked up to all these machines from a cold. That's interesting. That's a new kind of cold you got there. Whole new kind of cold I've never heard of before. In any event, it is what it is. So the virus isn't going anywhere. It's gonna be around for a while. But our attitudes about it are evolving. And welcome to the world at large. Okay. What will the markets do? I don't know. Let's talk about the title of this show. Is SoFi in the middle of a takeover? That is the question du jour. I received an email on yesterday morning before I even woke up, and it was a copy of an article that came out of one of these sites where you have a lot of people who talk about what's the word I'm looking for? They talk about stock deals and stock situations and what could happen. Seeking Alpha is the name of the entity, and I got a copy of an article on Seeking Alpha, and the headline was something like SoFi, a potential imminent acquisition, and why I'm once again backing up the truck. Now, the writer of the article, a guy named Leo Imasuan, is a fellow that admits he likes the company, he owns the stock, and he's going to buy more. All right, so he's right up front about it. No hidden agenda here. All right, we got a fan talking about the company. But what he said was really interesting. It was quite interesting, actually. And I'm going to try to run it through to you in the next 10 minutes before we open up for trading in plain English, if it's possible. A quick little kind of background for you. So SoFi went public, as you probably are aware, in the last 5 months or so. The stock's listed, and they took over. The company took over a SPAC. SoFi's been around for, I think, 11 years, if I'm not mistaken, and SoFi took over a SPAC and became now its own publicly traded company. So here we are with SoFi. Okay. The company shares have been, different prices, as high into the 20s and back here into the teens, 14, 15, 13, all these prices. We were just around 23 something last couple weeks ago. Now here we are again at 15, 12. Now, SoFi went public by way of a SPAC, and when they bought the SPAC, was it ATIP? I can't remember. When they bought the SPAC, they got $400 million or so, roughly about $400 million in cash that had been raised by the SPAC investors and had been put in trust. That's nothing new. Then another $2 billion was raised at about $10 a share by New York based bankers on behalf of these two entities, on behalf of really SoFi, as what we call a pipe financing thing. It was a secondary financing, $10 a share, restrictions on how you can sell it and when you can sell it, and some of those have come and gone, and that's another story. We talked about that. But $2 billion was raised by Wall Street into this merger of SoFi and the SPAC. So when SoFi went public and got through all the SEC crap, which if you're part of my channel, you know what I'm talking about, how much crap we went through. It had $2.4 billion in cash. All right. Now, we all know that in the last, about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, SoFi was going to raise $700 million on some kind of a bond issuance or a senior note issuance. And within 24, 48 hours, that had been bumped up to $1.1 billion from $700 million. And we found out that the terms to raise this money, 0 interest for 7 years, no interest, or 5 years, anyway, no interest, and or conversion into stock as high as $32 a share. We heard all that like in the last 2 months. Again, more money in the hands of the company. All right, so they're just sitting on a bunch of money, and this it's got to show you, it shows me. Wow, these guys, if they want to raise $5 billion to buy something big, just pick up the phone or send a little text over to Wall Street and say, hey, We want $5 billion to buy company blah. And they'd get it, and they'd get it for virtually nothing. They could do a stock deal. I bet you they could do stock deals at 40, 50, and 60 conversion. So that I like that. I love the sound of that. So okay, now we know that the warrants are being redeemed and all that's being cleaned up. And okay, that it's irrelevant to the discussion. What we're waiting on now, we thought what we were waiting on is the bank charter. We've been supposedly told that the bank charter is in the works and it's in the last few days and it's going to happen in the next few weeks and the next month. We know it's coming. They're going to get the bank charter. Yeah, we just don't know what minute of what day it's going to happen. Okay. So what's new? What's this takeover thing? Well, now we find out. And I'm digging into this little story. And I'm going, oh, this starts to make sense now. I find out yesterday that in this article from Alpha, Seeking Alpha, that SoFi has had a 16.8% interest in a company called Apex Clearing. Now, who the hell is Apex? You're asking me, Bruce, names, who are these people? Apex Clearing is a private corporation that is the company that you would use if you were setting up a platform trading company on a thing like this. If you want to give investors an opportunity to send in $50 and then buy some Apple stock with that, or divvy up the $50 into $5, $10 chunks, and you want to buy Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, whatever. You want to buy $50 at GameStop. You haven't got enough for a share, but you want to buy some GameStop. You'd put your money through an app like this on one of these, and the trading application platform you're using would use Apex for the clearing. Apex is in effect handling the fractional share ownership of millions and millions of people. And this is who you'd use. Now, SoFi owns 16.8% of Apex, always has. I don't know how long, but they have. And the story was, the master plan was that SoFi would go public through a SPAC and Apex would go public with a SPAC. That was the plan. Apex was to go public through a SPAC. And the plan called for the completion of the SPAC with PIPE financing behind it. It would then be a $4.5 billion publicly traded company. This Apex thing would be worth $4.5 billion. Now, going into the deal, SoFi would own 16.8% of Apex. Coming out of the deal with stock being issued to the SPAC people and then stock being issued to the PIPE financing people, SoFi wouldn't own 16.8 anymore. They probably own less than 10%. And this is by design because you do not want to own more than 10% of a company because you're a reporting issuer, which means you have all these filings to make with the SEC because of the stock block you have. So if you have less than 10% and you're now just an investor, you're not looking to take over the company, all is fine. You don't have to report to the SEC and all this paperwork and yada, yada, yada. But let's say you did own 10% of this company. Let's just suppose. And it's worth $4.5 billion. SoFi's ownership in that would have been $450 million. And I can see why back in the summer and the springtime when SoFi was proposing to go public via a SPAC, that all these PIPE financiers were lined up to put money into SoFi. There's this $2 billion available to SoFi. No problem. We want in. Why did they want in? Many reasons. All the divisions that SoFi has and all the business they're doing and the growth rate of the company and all that stuff. Yes, of course, successful and everything. But also in their back pocket, they own 16.8% of Apex, which was going public itself. And the thinking, I bet you, inside pension funds, hedge funds, mutual funds, and ETFs, these are the PIPE financiers, these guys were sitting there going, yeah, sure, I'm happy to buy this SoFi at $10 on the SPAC PIPE financing deal. You betcha. Restricted stock, I can't sell for a year. That's okay. No problem. That's all. We'll wait 10 years on this deal because this Apex thing is going to go public, and they do the clearing for hundreds of corporations. They're massive. They're huge. Yeah. Would that be great? 450 million of SoFi's value is going to be tied up in this thing. And if this thing, Apex, goes up in price, doubles or triples in the first couple of years that it's trading, SoFi's value now goes from 450 million to 900 million to 1.35 billion to 1.8 billion. I mean, they get richer too, which will reflect on SoFi stock. It's a good thing. All right. Except for one thing. There was just one little tiny bit to show you how tiny it is. It was like this. The SEC fouled it all up. The SEC fouled up all the SPACs, as you already know. Every SPAC deal in the works, 500 plus SPAC deals, were screwed up by the SEC with complete new rules and disclosure requirements and write-downs and on and on and on. And what happened? Well, SoFi's deal, that was delayed by 90 days. Matterport was delayed, ATIP, Spire. I mean, name your favorite SPAC. 500 of them. I've got my favorite 8. You got the rest. They were all delayed, and they've all come out with financials as of 6 months ago when they were coming up with their first ever financials as publicly traded companies, and they came out with hundreds of millions of dollars in write-downs and losses demanded by the SEC, and a lot of these shares really got hit because of that. Okay. Guess who got rich, by the way, on all that? The hedge funds that specialize in shorting stocks. They were sitting there going, this is great. The government is crushing SPACs. We're going to short them all. We're going to short SPACs left, right, and center. We're going to, in some cases, we'll make a quick 2%, 5%, 10% on their money. In other cases, we could make 50% on their money. Oh, thank you, government, for fouling up the SPAC market. Oh, this is beautiful. The greatest gift America was being given by itself. Hundreds of billions of dollars of financing to create new business was being crushed by the very government trying to figure out a way to get business going again. It's incredible. One hand was trying to do this, the other hand is doing that, and we're in the middle going, what the hell is going on? And we still see it happening right now. Well, in amongst all of that carnage, the Apex deal got canceled. The Apex acquiring of a SPAC died on the operating table. They never took over the SPAC. Now, one of the reasons given was that the Apex clearing entity was trying to get into the crypto biz through all kinds of clearing things. And again, I'm not an expert in this area. I admit it. I'm never going to be. But there was a crypto kind of connection thing that fouled it up, and it was kind of being said to Apex. The SEC was kind of saying, we'll never approve your deal. As long as you're involved in anything to do with the crypto thing, forget about it. You're not going to be a standalone company under our watch. From what I can gather, all right, because I'm a man of limited means when it comes to this crypto world that I'm not a believer in. Okay. Having said that, from what I'm gathering now, it seems that there are discussions going on, deep discussions behind the scenes, where I think some reorganization has been going on inside Apex. And I kind of get the impression that the crypto thing might be being put on the side burner or being put into another entity, or something's happening there where Apex is being, quote, let's say, to use a term, cleaned up to be allowed to become a public corporation or become part of a public company. And therein lies SoFi. The story goes, and the speculation is, that it could be SoFi that will buy Apex and merge it into SoFi as a wholly owned subsidiary. And SoFi will indirectly then be the number one clearing firm, or one of the number one clearing firms, one of the biggest in all of platform trading. The talk is it's $1.5 billion is the acquisition cost, because we're talking about a public company buying a private company of which they already own 16.8%. Now, the story also goes to say that maybe 500 million is cash, maybe that much, but only that much. And the rest of it is stock in SoFi. And if that's the case, the stock coming out of SoFi's treasury will be so restricted, it won't trade for years. And I can pretty well tell you that it's unlikely any of it will trade for years because the owners of that stock are not looking to get out. They're looking to go public and become liquid. And they have a feeling, like I got a gut feeling, that this is worth a whole lot more than 1.6 billion because we've already been talking about 4.5 billion market cap as a public company. But couple this with SoFi and what they're up to, and the bank charter. Don't forget the bank charter, that can of gasoline we're going to pour on this fire. Talking $50 to $100 stock now. 50 to $100 a share for SoFi. That's what I'm telling you. I'm giving you the heads up that if this deal is happening, if this deal is truly going to go through, something tells me it is, because I think it's the only way that Apex is going to go public in the next 3 or 4 years. It's going to go through public through the SoFi acquisition. And the SoFi acquisition, the SoFi company will benefit from the value of this takeover of this entire deal. The street's going to love it. The street's going to love this deal. They go, oh, this is great. SoFi just bumped up their value by 4.5 billion at a cost of 1.5 billion. They just added 3 billion to their wealth. This is why the Apex people want the stock. They don't want the money. They want the paper, because they know if we take paper for this thing in SoFi, and we're worth triple perceived value out there, the SoFi stock goes up in value. Money doesn't go up in value like stock goes up in value, and we want the paper. The other thinking in my brain is, if you're one of the seed investors of Apex, and there are many companies involved in this thing, I'm guessing these guys are all going to have a tax bill, because the minute they get acquired for 1.5 billion or whatever it is, I think they're all going to be sitting on maybe an 80% gain on their initial seed investment. Might be 100, like a 90% gain, 10 times their money. They're all going to have a tax bill. Well, this is why a third of the deal could be cash and 2/3 of the deal could be paper, because they get to keep all the paper and they use that cash to pay the tax bill for the acquisition. And so in reality, what they're thinking in their brain is, I'm selling out for this amount of money up here, and I'm taking cash and stock, and the cash will pay the tax on all the gain I made on this thing since we bought into Apex 5 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever. And now I've got paper in SoFi, and that's a capital gain scenario. And here we go with the upside. This reminds me of the ME deal, the 23andMe deal, where they bought that lemonade company, $400 million acquisition, only $100 million in cash, $300 million in stock at $10.50 a share on ME when it was like $8-9. They wanted $300 million in stock, not money. They didn't want the cash. Cash is useless to these guys. They just needed a quarter of the cash to pay the tax. The other 3/4 was free. Here we may have a very similar scenario playing itself out. Does SoFi have a half a billion lying around to buy Apex? Yes. Could SoFi pick up the telephone and 15 minutes later have a $500 million to buy Apex? Yes. If Apex insisted that we don't want any of your paper, your paper is, you're capitalists and we're socialists and we just want money. Could as SoFi raise $1.5 billion in cash to buy? Yes. This is a nothing burger for SoFi. This is a small transaction for SoFi, but it's a big transaction for you guys who own SoFi and who are thinking of SoFi and wondering about SoFi and thinking maybe the SoFi might be something to it. Those of you who think SoFi has gone down too far too fast and think it's too cheap right now, this might be a very good reason you may want to get some of this stuff today, because this might be permeating through the market over the next few days and weeks. And it's possible at any time, I have no idea, it is possible at any time that either the stock gets halted midday, or tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, 2 weeks morning from now, I don't know, we hear an announcement. There was a board of director meeting in SoFi last night at midnight. There was a board of director meeting at midnight last night at Apex, and they unanimously voted on a takeover. It's a done deal. It's over. There's no discussion. It's finished. And here are the terms and conditions. And now it'll take 90 days to close the deal. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. That could be the way this deal goes. And we closed at 15.50 the night before on SoFi, and we open at 22.50 the next morning. I don't know. Just saying, it could happen. No idea. But something tells me that there's something to this, and I just am. I am convinced that of the 8 SPACs that I have been following with you here, former SPACs, they're not SPACs anymore. They used to be. But of these 8, um, it is my contention that all of them are into deep, deep discussions with multiple companies each for takeovers. Multiple. And I will bet you that 8 of 10 deals that are in discussion are private companies that are being discussed to be absorbed by public companies. The 8 that I talk about with you all the time. I'm convinced of it because all 8 of the companies that we're following here, they're all cash rich. Relatively speaking, they got a lot of money. They have virtually no debt. Whatever debt they have cash to offset it. They have cash flow, and they are publicly traded. And private companies are desperate to go public from time to time. They really would like to go public because they would like to access the public markets for additional cash to grow their business. And sometimes the best course of action for a private company is to join a public company and then raise money together to grow that private entity, which is now part of the public company, to the end where the potential really lies. And what happens is that the board members and the owners of the private company meet with the guys and girls of the public company, and they both have a shared vision, and they both go, oh, wow, yeah, of course, this makes sense. We'll take you over. We'll call our bankers. We've already called our bankers. We've got $5 billion ready for you guys. We'll take your private company to inside our public company, and we'll all get rich because we're all shareholders of the same thing. We all have the same vested interest in the upside. This could well be going on here with all 8 of our former SPACs. There is, as quick as I can in plain English, an update as to what's possibly going on over at, in this case, SoFi. Stay tuned for more. There you have it. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the day. Don't ignore or don't read too much into the first half an hour of trading on all of our stocks this morning. We're trying to figure out what the heck is going on. The Dow is up 322 right now. We weren't showing that kind of strength 15 minutes ago. S&P is up 25. NASDAQ is up a half a point. We got to let this all settle out. Is there any selling coming in? What are we seeing right now? I think on the big markets is the follow through of buying that we had in the last hour on Friday afternoon. If you were all here Friday, you know the Dow was down 300 points with an hour to go, and it ended up losing 59. It came all the way back to lose only 59. This is the follow through that looks to be happening right now. But we'll find out in 30 minutes if there's anything to it, because we might run out of gas on this rally. We might not run out of gas on this rally. Let's find out. The NASDAQ is showing the hand to me that I think I'm looking for, and that is it's down 16 right now. Even with all that buying on Friday afternoon, NASDAQ is starting off with a 15, 16-point loss. It could have a 15 minute so open and then have a great run rest of the day. It's possible. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. As far as SoFi goes and all the SPACs, I can't tell you the first 5 minutes how they're going to do, and I wouldn't read too much into the first 5 minutes. You got to let these stocks settle out, because there are people out there who don't care about what I just told you about. They don't want to know because they can't know. They are under pressure with their margin accounts or whatever other investments they have, and they're looking to sell paper to raise money, and they're in trouble. And so some of it has been SoFi, some of it has been Rocket Lab, some of it has been Matterport, some of it's been, you know what I'm talking about. So welcome to the show. Welcome to the game. Welcome to the fun. Another week of fun. We have Rocket Lab down 33 cents to start the day. The bargains continue. 308,000 volume. That's not anything to be concerned about there. SoFi 1479 down 41 on 2.1 million. That's typical opening. GameStop 169.21 down $3. It had a real run Friday night. You remember Friday night? It had a wonderful run Friday night. It took off from 150, whatever the heck that price was, 159 something, and it popped up to 173 in the last 30 minutes. Well, a little profit taking, 169.60. We'll see how that wants to react this morning. The GameStop volume right now, 138,000, so it's a nothing burger. Matterport up 23.62, down $1.81. The deals continue. The bargain continues on this one. Remember last week we hit a high mid morning of about 37.60. We've given back almost $14 from that high. That was at least $5 too much. I mean, had it gone, if it was down now $8 or $9, I'd be okay. But it's down 14. That's because it went way too far too fast. But hey, they love Matterport. It'll go up again. ME 743 down 22 cents on 152,000 shares. Spire 431 down 8 cents on 21,000 shares. ATIP 325 down 7 cents on 44,000 shares. SmartRemp down 12% on 4,300 shares. Whoop-de-doo. Doesn't look like Sexter has even opened yet for trading. AMC down 74 cents. The Hood, Robinhood down 80 cents at 20.76. Vanik Vectors down $6. We got Home Depot up 470. We have IBM up $1.21 to $120 a share. We haven't seen 120 on IBM in quite some time. This would be, last time I saw 120 price, November 11th. This is December 6th, so it's been a while. Welcome back, IBM. Dow is up 294. S&P is up 9.8, and NASDAQ down 100. So it's a mixed bag. The big techs are not performing. And here's an example right here. Microsoft down 217 a share, whereas Apple is up 299. It's at 164.83. Why is Apple doing so well and Microsoft backing off? The simple answer, Microsoft took a real run in the last 6 months upwards. Microsoft, look at this chart on Microsoft. 6 months ago it was down here, and it took a shot, backed off, and now took another shot. So Microsoft has had a wonderful run. We were in June at 252. And the high was 350 roughly. So that's almost $100. It's now 321. It's giving a little back, but not a lot. Not a lot. So there's the reason Microsoft is down a little today. It had such a great run. Apple in the last 6 months, yes, it's also got a similar chart, but not as good as Microsoft. Not near as good. The shares back in June when Microsoft were as a 250. This was 127. And then it topped out at 156 or something around September 2nd, 3rd, maybe 7th, September 7th. And then backed off to about 139 on October the 4th. Now that's at 164. So Apple has come out with the new phone, the MacBook Pro, and is gaining a lot of momentum. And they seem to be through a lot of legals. They're not being dominated by legal stories at the moment. They're still out there, years in the making, but nonetheless, the stock is moving higher. Tesla's down $48 to $966. Bed Bath Beyond, I've got no change in the price. BlackBerry down 17 cents. Royal Caribbean 68.11 to up 135. Feeble little recovery here. Goldman up 284, $385.57. Goldman is primed and positioned to make nothing but money. I was taking a look at a upgrade downgrade thing today, and I noticed that Goldman got an upgrade this morning. But I noticed that the target prices on Goldman's are like $420 to $475 a share. Really conservative guesstimates of where the stock can go going forward. My contention is Goldman right now trading at 6.35 times earnings. 6.35 times earnings. This is half price. This is ridiculous. It should be over 700 a share. I'm still sticking to that contention. But, the street has its ways and its thoughts and its mentality, but I think they're crazy on this one. That's just me. Amazon down $41. Facebook up $1.60. Google down $14.40. We've got Cisco up 67 cents to $56.94. Cisco on its way, hopefully to 58, 59, maybe $60 in the near term because it's a cash cow generator. And there you have it. Those are our opening salvos. A quick look again. Rocket Lab at the moment down 77, SoFi down 66, GameStop down 558 to 166, Matterport down 209 to 2342. You might want to start looking at buying call options on this again. ME down 37 cents, Spire down 22 cents, ATIP down 15, SmartRent down 21, Cyxtera down 20. That is where we're at. It's red. It's a sea of red everywhere here. And yet, the Dow is up 309 points. How can the Dow be up 309 points and all of our stocks be down? Why is that? Our stocks don't have anything to do with COVID. They really don't. Rocket Lab and COVID, there's no problem there. SoFi and COVID, it's stay-at-home banking. I mean, how can there be a problem there? GameStop, e-commerce company, and everything else. Earnings coming out Wednesday. Interesting. Matterport, digital. They're going digital. They're going Matty. That whole Matty thing, Mata thing. That's crazy. ME, 23andMe, they're trying to cure the COVID and other illnesses, so that stocks shouldn't be down. Spire Global, managing satellites and data, that has nothing to do with COVID. That's a good news story. ATIP, trying to get better. We're trying to get better and repair our bodies. We're desperately needing it. It's now been a year and a half. A lot of us have not been going to physio very often. Are we in need of physio? Yes, we are. Now, I can understand COVID holding some of us back, perhaps, but ATIP has got a lot of health protocols in place. It might be time to go. Time to go higher. Look, we've got us a troll. Today is Troll Day. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to Troll Day. If you haven't been here before and you've never seen this before, we have a goofball that is a troll, and he is a member of the channel. He buys memberships. It costs you $10 to be a member. And what he does is he comes in here and he posts messages by paying his $10 a month fee to get his channel going and get his membership going. And then he hits us with all these troll alerts. And I just systematically block them one after the other. After he pops them out, I block him from the channel until he pays next month. I can't stop him. I can't stop him from giving YouTube money, which then pays me as a member. And we've been asking around here, where is this guy? Where has this guy been? Did Mummy take his credit card away, or did she figure out that he stole her credit card and give him a slap? What's going on? And for a while there, he wasn't here. And so he just popped in here. So we got to keep an eye here on the troll alert. Thank you all for watching the troll alert. The best way to deal with this guy is just become a member of this channel yourself, and just show him that welcome to the greatest channel on YouTube, and you can always block him yourself, so that you don't see his comments. He has about 40 channels. I'm not kidding. 40. He has 40 memberships in this channel. 40. He spends $400 a month to be able to show off messages that he hates me, or that he thinks I'm a goofball or whatever, and we block him, and then he's gone for a month, and he comes back. This is the monthly turnaround, I guess. What can I say? Welcome one and all to the crap show from time to time. This is the reason why this channel has gone to a membership only. If you're out there and you're watching me for the first time and you're wondering, how come I can't comment on Bruce's live show? I see all these comments and I can't do it. The only way you can comment on my comment section is two ways. Become a member of the channel, and I would love it if you would. You get to use emojis. You'll get special alerts from me from time to time and all this stuff. The other way to do it is you can send a super chat if you want. So you can send me a $5 super chat and put a question in there if you like. That's a way to do it. But other than that, we do not allow anyone to just post comments here during the show, because the trolls out there are so vicious and are so unrelenting that they are looking for live broadcasters to pick on and go after and just create nothing but havoc. And so I do my best to try to keep them out of here so I can concentrate on you guys. I can talk to you and keep you posted on what's going on. Now, speaking of commentary, let me make a move right now. Making sure I go follow through on my pledge that the channel today is for members only. The comment is for members only. So I'm just going to shift that over right now. Kind of forgot I was in the middle of my rant here. What can I say? Alrighty, there we go. We've got the channel now, members only for the balance of the show now that we're into market hours. And thank you, all of you who are members and following us here. You're the backbone of this channel. Those of you who don't know, this channel exists because of members. Thank you for all of you who are members. Thank you for those of you giving us thumbs ups as well. We have 303 already. We appreciate those. Thumbs ups are really important because they tell YouTube that this channel is an engaging channel. It's a place where men and women are more than welcome to be here. Keep it PG rated and come on and join us. And so we love you for that. Thank you, everybody. So there you have it, guys. That is the latest over there on the troll alert. I will probably miss some of these. I'm sorry if I miss some of these comments. If you notice the troll or you notice a troll I should be watching out for, let me know. Do the best we can. Let's keep an eye on this market now. Rocket Lab is down 53 cents. It was down worse than that. It was as low as $12. Now we're $12.43. 1 million volume on Rocket Lab. I think they are launching more satellites. Is it this week? I think it's coming up this week. It's coming up pretty soon. Daniel, thank you. Speaking of new members, right there. Daniel, thank you for becoming a new member of this channel. I really appreciate it. Bill, Wall Street Journal, U.S. won't send officials to the Winter Olympics in Beijing. Officials. Yeah. Diplomats. The spoiled, rotten diplomats. Now, there are some good diplomats out there, hardworking, loyal, and dedicated. And it'll be a disappointment for them not to be able to go to see this incredible sporting event. That is an incredible sporting event. But this is not enough. This is a cop-out. If this is all the United States is going to do, this is a sign of weakness that I don't think America should stand for. But again, I'm not American, so you guys figure it out. I'm Canadian. I can't understand why Canadians have any interest in sending a single Canadian over there after what they had done to us in the last 4 years, jailing innocent Canadians to get retribution against a Huawei executive that was under house arrest in her mansion in Vancouver. They put Canadians into solitary confinement over there. They've condemned a couple to death by retrying them. All of a sudden, we're going to retry them. We've decided to up the charges that they've already been convicted on. We're going to recharge them on new crimes. Death is the penalty. I don't think we should send a bushel of wheat to these guys, let alone an athlete. But that's my opinion as a Canadian. If our prime minister only does a diplomatic boycott, it wouldn't surprise me because it confirms to me how gutless this guy is. And there he is. That's just my opinion. You have yours. I have mine. There you have it. And what are you going to do? Okay. What else is going on? Well, Rocket Lab down 69, SoFi down 40 cents at 14.78. The low of the day, 14.50. We have GameStop at 170.50, down 189. We were down to 165. We're back to 170 on GameStop. Matterport, 23.38, bottoming out at 22.70. So we bounced up 68 odd cents. ME 739 as after hitting a low of 726. Spire 417 right now after hitting a low of 415. Sextera down to 993 after being down to 988. I think I skipped somebody here. Where am I? ATIP 322.5 down 9.5 cents after being down to 315. And a Smart Rent at 977 after being down to 956. So we've got stocks recovering on the ones that we're following. We're just going to see how the market does as a whole. The Dow is up 475. We've got S&P down, is now up 27, but we have NASDAQ down 36. Still mixed on the markets. Oil only up $1.14 to $67.40 a barrel at the moment. That's where we're at right now. Daniel says you got 321 thumbs ups. Fabulous, guys. 327 now I see as well. Thank you. I appreciate it. And what can I say? Unreal. Rob is saying China blows, a lot of nice and great Chinese people, but that country is a toilet bowl. I visited back in like 2015 around Chinese New Year's, and the pollution is so thick, I came home with bronchitis. Yikes. Yeah, that I've heard this kind of talk. Got a message from Connor Payne. Thank you. Hey, Uncle Bruce. It wasn't paid troll. Let's turn on the members only chat. Trolls around today trying to scare people to sell off in the red. Double down and hold. Thank you, Connor, for your comment, and that you're now a member of this channel for 4 months. I appreciate that comment very much, and that you're here. I love it. Let's see here. Where am I going here? Boom. Beach Boy. Hi there, Uncle Bruce. I jumped the gun on SoFi shares at 15.16 and placed a poison bid on GameStop February 200s at 14.90. Right on. Putting in stink bids, a really good idea on anything you're following. If you're trying to acquire stock or trying to buy back call options that you've written, you put in stink bids, really cheap bids below the market, where you would love to buy them back at. You never know. Sometimes stocks have a jolt, a down jolt, and then an up jolt, and you get your wish come true. Sometimes you buy stock at prices you couldn't believe that it came down so low. Maybe it's 30 cents below the market, 80 cents, $1, $2. You never know. And on call options, absolutely, it's a good move. If you've written any call options out there for extra income, you always have daily stink bids to try to buy them back at stupidly cheap prices and see if they give them to you. Why not? I love it. Let's see. Autumn is saying or asking with Bruce, hey, bro, talking with Bruce, my January SoFi calls are up 50%. Close them or let them ride. What should I do? Well, if you sell them out and just buy the stock, you're now just transferring from contracts to shares at these low prices. Nothing wrong with that move. Absolutely nothing wrong with that move. Shares never expire. Options can. And these are coming up in January. So you may want to make that move. Right on. There you go. Let's see. Bill is saying, Rob, 90% of the groundwater in China is contaminated. That's on their own report. Rob is saying, Bill, I visited a small town in China and the river running through the main town was tar black one day, then vomit green the next. Saw kids dropping deuces in the middle of the street. Yuck. Yuck. My next pair, still buying Spire. Right on. 418 on the Spire right now, down 21 cents. Low of the day, 415. All-time low, 411. I think that was Friday. We're still in and around that level at 107,000 volume at the moment. Wrong way, Spire. Please go up. I hear you there. I'm with you. Athletes will need permission from Nike to boycott. And there's the other problem. America business exploits foreign labor to the incredible nth degree so that we can buy product at unbelievably high markup prices. Go to a Nike store, buy a pair of shoes, drop $100, $150, $200. I can guarantee you they were made for $15 or less a pair. Their margins are spectacular, and they can afford to pay athletes, sponsor them. Unbelievably. And there are Olympic athletes, and then there are not Olympic athletes. There are regular athletes that are being paid millions of dollars a year to wear the product, and it's all off the back of third world workers. But this is the way of business. I mean, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. This is normal. But in China, Nike has a presence there. So does Apple. We all love this, don't we? Guess where this is made. I'm guilty like anybody else. I've got my iPad. I got my computer. Where are these assembled? Where are they made? You know it. Until we stand up to Apple and say, I'm not buying your iPhone unless you make it somewhere else out of China. I'm not doing it. But we won't do that. We haven't yet wanted to pay that price. There you go, kids. I'll tell you, Apple could make the phones in Vietnam. They could make the phones in Taiwan. That would be a slap in China's face. They could make the phones in other countries for just as little or almost as little money as they're paying in China. But you start the pullback out of China and you've started a problem. And Apple is so deep into China that it's almost impossible to pull out of there without tremendous economic ramifications. The only way Apple will pull out of China is if the U.S. government makes them do it. And the only way the U.S. government's going to make them do it is if the Chinese militarily invade one of America's closest allies. And the Chinese know that. The Americans know it. It's an unwritten rule. And so there are American diplomats saying, we don't want to mess with these guys. We're better off negotiating with them behind the scenes and out of the camera because Chinese don't want to have be embarrassed in public. It's a thing. But in the meantime, women's rights are completely crushed. Tennis players are sexually assaulted, amongst who knows how many others, and no one's held to account. And so, do you know your enemy? How well do you know? And how much will you tolerate of your enemy? Seems a lot. Every country in the world is tolerating the Chinese behavior, and that says a lot about you know the world in which we live. What can I say? Uh, it's just uncomfortable to talk about, and it's unfortunate, but it's real, and it's right there. And there you go. Yeah, George, look, you're right. They're sticking it to international investors. DDI delisting, and other companies could follow, and they will. They will all delist. They will all continue to delist, and it's going to be, yeah, going to be ugly. But what do you want to face with these guys? Do you want to face interest rate payment, non-payment, or do you want to face their rifle butts? What are you prepared to sacrifice? Human lives to stop them, if you can, or inconveniences of economic issues. The Russians were defeated in the 80s by economics. The Reagan administration and others outspent the Russians, the Brits, the Germans, everyone, they outspent the Russians on military to the point where the Russians couldn't keep up anymore, and they had to make a deal. And the wall came down, the Iron Curtain came down. But that was then. That was 40 years ago. Welcome to the new world, and we have new issues that now need to be resolved, and China's one of them. There you go. Okay, there it is. Yeah, this is why products say designed in California. They can't say made in California. That's right. That is correct. And as long as union workers are perceived as the enemy of the people in the country of the United States, you're not going to have factories in the United States producing products if they're unionized. And so Americans are against Americans. The Chinese love it. The Chinese are going to make sure that unions are the bad guy and that China's the good guy, and that you can produce product over there for half the price by crushing dissent there, which they also do. And here in Canada, US, under the table, you fund anti-union activities, and you keep this game going. And you have underrepresented people politically in Canada, the USA, and other countries. It's not just a North American issue, who can't get a fair break from their employer. Except now, all of a sudden, a virus has equaled the playing field for workers in Canada, the USA, and Europe, and elsewhere. All of a sudden, it took a virus to equal out the playing field. And wouldn't you know it, where did it start? China. It started in China. It's like divine intervention came into play and screwed up the Chinese game plan, where all of a sudden this virus thing blew up, screwed up China itself, now screwing up supply chain scenarios, and giving average Americans, Canadians, and others the opportunity to get a big fat raise at work to stay where you are, or a big fat raise to move to another employer who will be desperate to steal you, or give many of you the opportunity to now stay at home and work from home because you're worth way more money as a consultant than as a slave in a cubicle in the corporate world. It's thank you, China. Thank you, China, for screwing it up, because sooner or later you were going to screw it up. There was no way to keep this stupid regime going, this illicit, complete corrupt deal going. Sooner it would implode. Who knew that it would take a virus to speed it up? You didn't need to build any nuclear submarines. You didn't need to build any aircraft carrier. You didn't need to build any hypersonic missiles. All you needed was a virus to get out of control in corrupt China to screw it all up. Unfortunately, millions of people have and will die from this going forward to get the equalization done. But that's the price of war too, isn't it? If we'd had a World War IV or World War III, millions of people would die. So it's only human life. That's all we're talking about. It's nothing important. Nothing to worry about here. There's nothing to see here. Don't worry about it. It's all fine. Anyway, there you go. What can I say? Look at that. SoFi bounce says fall 798, 1502 down 17 cents. Rocket Lab down 34. GameStop still down 495. Matterport down 156 at 23.95. ME down 11 coming back. Spire still down at 417. ATIP it's 320. SmartRent up 20 cents. Cyxtera down 20 cents. We have one green one right now. Home Depot up 932. They're doing great with Chinese imports. They're doing fantastic. Go to your local Home Depot store. Go to your Lowe's. Go to Target. Go to Walmart. Go to Sam's Club. Go to Costco. Look and see where everything is made. Everything is made, and you'll find a huge percentage of product made in China. Yes, indeed. IBM up 194. Dow up 486 to 35,068. We're up 25 on S&P. NASDAQ down 43. Microsoft down 256. Apple up 499. Those Chinese-made goods are selling beautifully here. Tesla down $40, and they make cars in China too. Bed Bath & Beyond up 58 cents. BlackBerry down 9. Royal Caribbean up 343 at $70.19. Goldman up 492 at 387.66. Your buddy Bruce here, just to remind you where your dollars go and what your dollars go to support. Can't always say it's pretty. What can I say? Apple says designed in California because California has a cool reputation around the USA, over the world in general. Not so much particularly the government. Even the US's enemies think California is cool. Yeah, that's exactly right. Cheddar, I can't say let's go, Brandon, but he can call it the China virus. I mean, hey. And Apple sells in Iran and China. No kidding. Yeah, global company. Isn't that something? Damn it, Jim, Rob, now we're talking. Martin, because it came from China. Nuclear. You're so told. I don't know what's going on. I have a friend who left his tech position and now does remote data entry jobs, 3 of them at once. 35 grand times 3, kind of slick, can only do that when WFH, whatever that means. The world is something up. I'm not sure. Damn it, Jim. I bought call options on SoFi real cheap last week for $16 strike. I forgot. Thought I sold covered call. About had a heart attack. Oh man. I bought a boatload of SoFi at 1450s. That's all I give you. You know what else about? You know what, Uncle Bruce, you're on a roll here. Christina, funny how union leaders were the Biden supporters, but the union members were the Trump ones. Well, sometimes you vote against your own interests, and you vote for what you want to be and not what you are. And there are people out there who want to be billionaires. Who doesn't fantasize about being? When I was a kid, it was fantasizing about being a millionaire. Now you fantasize about being a billionaire. But to get there, that's a long road. Rocket Lab down 3 cents. We're about to go green. SoFi down 3 cents. We're about to go green. GameStop 166.38 down $6. Matterport still down 2. ME only down 9 cents. Spire down 22. ATIP down 13. Cyxtera down 22. SmartRent up 27. We're about to go green on a couple of stocks. Maybe we're up 508 on the Dow. We're up 27 on S&P, but we're down 31 on NASDAQ. Oil down 138. That's where we're at. Let's see. What else is going on? Taiwan. Oh, China. Lowe's has a lot of made in USA products too. Yes, they do. I grant you that. These aren't like China stores. They do have a lot of made in the USA product. All retailers in the United States do. But they also have a whole ton that isn't. And take a look at your favorite retailers. Oh, my God. You'll be shocked if you take... I warn you. I'm warning you, if you take a look at where your stuff is made, even in your house, I'm warning you, you might be just, I don't know. Anyway, there it is. Let's go. What else is going on? A work from home. I thought it was world. World Felix Unger. Anyway, that's what I thought. Work from home. I like work from home better. Thank you very much, Bryce. Everybody, work from home. 8.2 million volume on SoFi. We're down 4. Rocket Lab, we're down 4 cents. GameStop 165.99, down 640. Oh, it was so much fun. It's hilarious. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. When Russia fell, we inspected their missile silos. Most were filled with water, rusted rockets. Yeah. What do you think? Berlin Wall fell 1989. Collapsed 12/26/1991. When will China implode? Question mark. Well, by the time that happened, Jeff, the government of East Germany was destitute. So was Hungary, Romania, all the satellite countries of the Soviet Union. They were broke. I mean, dead flat broke. Poland, Czech Republic, or Czechoslovakia, and they were bankrupted. China is not in that position. They're quite wealthy, and they're having issues. Oh yeah, the cracks are appearing, but you wouldn't have ever seen a U.S. company or a U.S. investment outfit buy Russia bonds in 1987 or 88. I mean, Russia couldn't borrow a dime from a Western lender. It was almost impossible. It was almost like wheat farmers in Canada and the USA would sell wheat to China, but only through the government, because they would get paid by their government. And the US and Canadian governments made sure they got paid by the Russians to send them wheat so they could eat over there. I mean, when China gets to that level completely, then we know. But and it might happen quickly. It might well be that American importers will get to the point where they won't buy goods from China unless they're guaranteed delivery through their governments. So the government of the U.S. will have to make a deal with the government of China that payment will be made. I don't know. Payment for goods for services. But the thing is, America doesn't export 50 or $500 billion of the stuff to China every year. It's a 10-to-1 imbalance. Canada, it's not quite so much, but in the U.S., it's terrible. So there's no leverage. The U.S. has leverage in a way by saying we'll keep raising tariffs on Chinese goods, which is a tax on Americans. Just so you know, who pays the tariff? You pay it. It's a tax on Americans for imported goods. Where does the money go? The U.S. Treasury. That's like raising taxes without calling it a tax. It's a fantastic deal. The Trump administration was the genius on this one. They raised tariffs on everybody. They raised tariffs on Canadian steel, Canadian aluminum, because we were a security threat. All of a sudden, Canadian steel was a security threat to the sanctity of the United States of America. That was just being uplifted in Europe. The tariffs against European aluminum makers is still at half the rate. America hasn't eliminated it because America is addicted to the tax money that these tariffs bring in. And that's what's going on. Americans are paying way more in taxes through tariffs than they were 5 years ago. It's unbelievable. Anyway, there you go. I dream of being a thousandaire, says Swiss Butter. Bruce, I've been digging for this SoFi Apex rumor, but I can't find a trace. I believe you, but trusting you is another question. I hear you there. Javel, thank you for this donation. Hey, Uncle Bruce, did Rocket Lab buy another company? We're talking about it today. We were talking about it today. So I'm thinking screw Spire and reposition that position into SoFi. What do you think? What do you guys think? Erico, Seeking Alpha has a paywall. See, there you go. Coyote. Yes, he was inspired by a similar post a few months ago. A guy quit his job to work 2 data entry jobs instead. We talked about it in Discord, and he did it. He left his $65,000 OPS job in August. Isn't that interesting? Socius, you just need to be patient. JG, good morning, Uncle Bruce. Is it a good time to write GameStop call expiring this Friday or wait until a pop? I would wait until Thursday. The GameStop earnings are coming out Wednesday. And if the stock has a pop between now and Wednesday, and we see on Thursday what's going on, maybe then. But at the moment, it's up to you. You're playing with the unknown. The unknown is what's going to happen on Wednesday with the earnings. The conference call they have Wednesday night. Right now, the market is telling you what it thinks. We're down 638 to 166. Now, this can reverse in 5 minutes. You all know this. So keep an eye on this. You option writers out there, if you're sitting on options that are falling off, keep an eye on those contracts. Put in some stink bids. This thing backs off to 151 this afternoon for 10 minutes. You might get a shot. You might be able to buy contracts back that you wrote at prices you never thought you could get them back at today. But I'm just saying. Anyway, there you go. Let's see. Yeah, it definitely fell November 9, not September 9. SoFi can pop $2 to $5 in a day, so be patient. I agree with that. Let's see. Yeah, China made the decision to be the world's factory and exporter to the world. Totally different dynamic than the Soviets. You're completely right. Completely correct. Yes, the Soviets had been so busy fighting themselves and fighting to take over their satellite countries and keep them in line. They didn't have time to become the world's cheapest exporter. Oh, no, they never. China, in the meantime, made deals with the Nixon administration and subsequent administrations to be exporters. And that was the perfect place for the Western world, not just America, the Western world at large, to buy up cheap Chinese-made product, because the Chinese were paid 1/10 the world wage, because you've got a regime that has total and complete control over every member of the society. And so they could make product 1/10 the price, or 1/20th, 1/5 the price of the rest of the world. Absolutely. Yeah. Russians couldn't do that. Let's see. Yeah. What's your take on Evergrande bonds and China's real estate sector? Bad news. It's bad news. I wonder, Andy, with the China real estate market and the defaults that they're running into now, it's one thing to talk about the Evergrande bonds that aren't paying right now. I'm talking about the Evergrande bonds that were issued to foreigners that theoretically trade on bond desks around the world, but aren't trading very much right now. I wonder how many derivative contracts were put on Evergrande bonds and all the other China bonds that were out there for real estate. And then how many derivative contracts, in other words, bets against these bonds, how many more bets were laid down by derivative players through London in the UK of anything to do with a China factory or a corporation? In other words, the junk market, the junk bond market of China. How many trillions of dollars are on the line for payoffs through, like, the insurance company payoffs and other institutions, the put contracts put on this stuff? I wonder how many trillions are on the line for how many trillions are on the line inside of China itself. It is a massive nightmare that could, display its ugly head. And there are going to be entities out there expecting payoffs from their wagers against these bonds. And I wonder if those entities can pay the payoffs. Can they make? So if you make you make a bet with your bookie, and you bet on a 100-to-1 shot to come in, and you give them $1,000, and you're expecting to collect $100,000, can your bookie pay you? That's what's going to happen in London in the derivatives market. That is possibly what's happening. But we're talking trillions, not talking billions, not talking hundreds of billions. We're talking T's, trillions. How many of these could come up? We'll see what's going on. Okay, there you go. SoFi is up 9 cents right now to 15.28. A Rocket Lab still down 9 cents. GameStop 164.15, down 8.24. Matterport down 2.16. ME down only 1 penny. Spire down 24 cents. ATIP down 12.5 cents. SmartRent up 35. Cyxtera down 21 cents. That's what we have there. The Dow's up 535. S&P up 35. NASDAQ up 4 points. This is the first 42 minutes of the opening markets. I told you, watch the first hour just to see what's going to happen. Get a sense of direction and follow through. Is there going to be follow through buying on the Dow? It started for the first 15 minutes. It leveled off for 15 minutes. Now it's coming on again in the 15-minute segment here. S&P is higher. Dow is now, the NASDAQ is now up 20 points. So it's coming on. So there's money coming into the market right now at the last 15 minutes of the first hour of trading. Very interesting patterns to see here. We have a 14-cent gain on SoFi, 15.31. Rocket Lab, 12.90, down a dime. GameStop now only down 3.20. Matterport down 183. ME plus 2 cents. Spire down 24, ATIP down 13. Smart Rent up 39, Cyxtera down 21. We have a 12-cent loss on AMC, only 12 cents on AMC. Robinhood down 60. Vanek Vectors down 733. Home Depot up 8. IBM up 228 to 121. Another dollar. A 560-point gain on the Dow. The all-time high on the Dow is 36,565. 36,565. It's at 35,140. We're 1,400 points away from an all-time high, or let's say, about 1,400 away from an all-time high. Okay, give you an idea how far we have to go yet if the Dow wants to really put on a surge. Microsoft is down only 43 cents. It's coming on dramatically. The Microsoft shares hit a low today of 319.23. We're at 322.89. We've gained 350 a share, 360 a share from the low. We're down 12 cents on Microsoft. We're going to go green. Apple up 528 to 167. Apple is making daily moves now of $3 to $5 a share. Unusual, very unusual. Much higher volatility here. A lot of gambling going on, a lot of repositioning going on, people getting out of certain tech stocks to get into other tech stocks, and piling into Apple is one area they're going for because they're thinking and feeling the holiday buying is strong on Apple, and that the first quarter will be strong because of supply chain issues being resolved. That will add to the first quarter sales from the quarter before that they were missing out on. A lot of speculating going on here. Tesla down $33 a share. Bed Bath Beyond up 76 cents to 18.62. BlackBerry down 3 cents. Royal Caribbean up 3.85. Goldman Sachs up 5.52. Looking good. Amazon up 23. Facebook up $9. Google is only up 66 cents. Google was down this morning to $2,812 a share. It's now $28.51. A $30 turnaround, pretty well on Google. Okay. And Cisco up 45 cents to 56.68. Keeping an eye on our favorites. Rocket Lab is green at 13.05. Low of the day on your Rocket Lab, $12. Did you get options this morning? It's 13.05, up a nickel. SoFi up 15 cents to 15.34. GameStop down $4. Matterport down only 138 now, coming back. ME up 2. Spire down 21. ATIP down 12. Smart Rent up 42. Cyxtera down 21. Those are your quotes here as we are gyrating through this first full hour of trading. In the next 14 minutes, the Dow up 581, S&P up 47, and NASDAQ is up 65. NASDAQ is up 0.44 of a percentage point. S&P is up 1%, and the Dow is up 1.69%. Shows you where the power is coming from. It's on the Dow 30. Okay, here we go. What else is going on here? Let's see here. Good morning, simpletons from the Credit Savages. I hope everyone is excited for today as I am. Huge Cyber Monday sale today. Hope you all aren't as broke as me to buy in. Matterport is at a fire sale. We saw SoFi go green. Spire hit all-time lows. Holy crapple. Did SoFi get a bank charter today? Someone mentioned it. I don't think it's accurate. Not that we're aware of. Let's see. Smart Rent on the move says anti-PC. These messages are a bit old, so don't mind me. I'm behind a little bit right now. I'm just going to try to catch up with you kids. We're now looking at more quotes here, more comments a little closer. Aspire to participate in the Morgan Stanley 4th Annual Space Summit tomorrow, December 7th. Presenter Pete Platzer, CEO. Interesting. Spire UT, says Max. Good morning, gang, from British Shilling. Welcome all. Let's see here. A couple more comments. Thank you all for popping in here. Just double check, make sure I'm on top of everything here. Yep, deals, and trading. We are now down 2 cents on Rocket Lab again to 12.99. We got SoFi up 13 to 15.32. GameStop down 273. Matterport down 159 to 23.92. ME up 2. Spire down 23 to 416. The low of the day 410.7. New all-time low on Spire. Volume 201,000 shares. Cheap and quiet. ATIP 319 down 13, volume 254,000. Low the day 315 a share. We're up 4 from the low of the day. Okay. Smart Rent up 36 cents, Cyxtera down 17. We're back to $13 on Rocket Lab, unchanged. We're at 15.26, up 8 on SoFi. GameStop down 458, Matterport down 165. The Dow 575 on the down dip, S&P down 46, and Nasdaq up 71 now. Looking a little bit better right there. All right. Fun is what's going on here. Thank you, everybody. Let's see what this market wants to give everybody here. What are we going to go?
Is everybody bleeding a little bit?
You know what, Auntie? We were negative right across the board when we started the morning. It was red everywhere on the stocks we follow. The Dow was positive. It was positive 200 in the pre-market, then went positive 330 on the open market. Now we're plus 570 on the market. We had a run, a pause, and another run. S&P up 47 has been following the Dow. Nasdaq was negative to start the day, now 78 to the positive, but it is lagging the Dow. It's only up a half a percentage point. The Dow's up 1.6. It's a lollygagger. Yep, but now the stocks we follow are starting to turn green. We've got Rocket Lab up 4, SoFi up 9, ME up 4, Smart Rent up 40. We're down 18 on Cyxtera, down 13 on ATIP, down 24 on Spire, down 167 on Matterport, and we're still down $4 on GameStop. But we have some green showing here as this turnaround continues.
There you go.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm ranting today. I'm ranting and raving. Oh, they're asking me questions that get me going. It's their fault. It's all those people out there.
They asking you about the Steelers? Is that what it is?
Oh, they did mention the Steelers.
They did.
Steelers won yesterday. How about that? Oh my gosh!
By the skin of their teeth.
They pulled it out just at the end there. That got kind of interesting, didn't it? Sure did. Awful fast. Got interesting. Another fun day in the NFL.
It was a must-have game, and we did.
And you did get it. You must have had it, and did have it.
And Detroit won their first game.
Detroit won their first game of the year.
And the team that lost to them is going to be a little on the piss side Thursday when we play them.
That's right. The team that lost to Detroit plays the Steelers next. Ooh.
The Vikings.
Oh, boy. The Vikes. Oh, the Vikes coaches better win that game. Because they might be out of a job the next day. I don't know.
But it just goes to show it's really hard to lose all games. It's really hard to win all games.
If your team is trying as hard as it can, it is tough to lose 16 or 18 straight. But, boy, it was close this year. It got there.
Well, Detroit's won one. Oh, gosh, who's the other team? They've won 2. So,
Jacksonville?
They're fighting. Might be the Jags.
I think, or are they 3 wins? I'm not sure.
Fighting to see who gets first pick.
Who gets the first pick this year? Oh my gosh, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
Have you thought about breakfast? It's a lovely day out today, by the way.
It is a lovely day out today. We this is our last day in the 80s.
Yes.
For this calendar year.
Yes.
I think it is. We've been above normal.
Autumn is here.
We're supposed to be in the low 70s right now.
Yeah.
We have been in the mid 80s.
Yeah, 10 to
right
15
up until
degrees above.
Today. We're going to be at 81 for the high today, and that's it. And then we're going to be in the mid to high 70s for a couple of days, then the low 70s, and then the 70-degree mark, 68, 72. Yeah. Normal.
Which is where we should
Normal be. Here. But we've enjoyed the 80s. We really have enjoyed it. We enjoyed the 80s the first time around in the 80s, and we're enjoying the 80s temperatures this time around in 2021. So, yeah, there you go. But yes, went to Sherman's yesterday, and I picked off some sesame seed bagels. And I'm interested in a sesame seed bagel with grape jelly on it.
You are?
Oh, yeah.
Must be Monday.
It must be Monday.
Okay.
Must be great Concord grape jelly on Monday.
Concord grape jelly.
Thank you, Miss Jen, so much.
Welcome.
And you're getting excited.
Oh, I
Thursday, someone's flying in from up north. She can't stand it.
know.
She can't stand it. She's so
Ah,
excited.
she comes
Our
back.
daughter's coming down for 5 days with a friend of hers.
I know.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Jen's all jacked up. So,
Yep.
and then Saturday, our meet and greet, our first ever meet and greet in Ontario at the Outback Steakhouse. It's on, baby. We're there. If
On
you
my
haven't notified me,
gown.
I gotta tell you, I keep forgetting. Those of you who are coming to this event, I need you to help me out here. You had to help Jen and I. We've been receiving donations up until we stopped receiving donations last week or two or so ago. From those of you who are coming to this event, some of you sent us exactly $49.99 like we asked you to. Some of you sent us $50 donations, $100 donations, $150 donations, and you didn't give us any kind of a message with this donation. You just said, here's $150. I love you. And we say thank you so much for those on PayPal and the 50s and the 100 and everything in between. What we need now is those of you who are coming to the meet and greet, would you please send us a private email? Send me an email on my email account, which is right here, brucefarman@hotmail.com. Would you mind sending me an email saying, hey, Bruce, I sent you a donation on November the whatever. Here's who's coming. it's me, my name, or it's myself and it's my friend or my wife or my husband or my whoever is coming. Would you let us know, please? Send us the names so we can write those down so that when you appear at the event, we can tell the staff to let you in. So please help us out so we can coordinate this at brucefarman@hotmail.com. Okay, I keep forgetting to mention it. I know that a bunch of you did respond last week and the week before, but I forgot in the last 3 days to mention it again, and I better mention it now. This Saturday, on December the 11th, we're doing our first ever meet and greet. We are really jacked up about it. So yes, please, we'll have bagels. You'll be taking bagels home with you. Yes, you will. And we're really, really pumped up about it. Okay. We're up 22 cents on SoFi, 1541. Thank you very much, SoFi. Keep on coming. You're only $10 below where we want you to be. The high today, 1550. Right now, 1544. We got Rocket Lab at $13 unchanged. GameStop down $3. Matterport down $1.59 to $23.92. ME up a nickel, $7.70. We have Spire still down here at $4.15. Really cheap, ridiculously cheap, and it should be picked up. And I can't make the stock go up. I can't wish it to go up. I can only tell you, folks, get it, tuck it away, and you'll thank me later. ATIP 321, less than $1 behind Spire. Unbelievable. Another one, super cheap. Smart Rent up 44 cents. Cyxtera down 14. That's where we are right at the moment. We have the Dow up 576 points. We have S&P up 45 and NASDAQ up 65 to 67 points. The Dow is definitely leading the market higher with its top 30. The S&P is following closely behind, but the NASDAQ is lagging because of technology stocks. And there's a turnover going on in technology stocks. Certain stocks are out of favor. Certain technology are in favor, but the balancing is such that it's lagging the Dow right now for gains. Okay, that's where we're at right here, right now. Welcome one and all, and let's see what happens. What do I think about the GameStop earnings, Dan? I don't know. I'm neutral right now. I'm not expecting anything incredible. Okay, I'm going into it going, it could be the same old for a while yet because they're not talking about how great things are. But then on the other hand, they might surprise us with it. Oh, things are going great. Look at these numbers. They're going great. I would love a surprise. I would love an up surprise. But I got nothing to tell me at the moment that is imminent. The stock is 170 down 172. It's not like, going any lower at the moment. But I'm not getting the vibe that we're about to get greatness. I'm not getting that vibe. I'd like to get that vibe. I'll let you know if I get that vibe. I'll tell you. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Rocket Lab in the green. Let's see. What else? I grabbed nearly $50 back from my leveraged SoFi losses that I made after the huge gains. Good that some cash was left for day trading. Let's see. Let's go. Let's go. Go SoFi, go. Hi, Jen from Larry. Thursday night's gonna stink. The socius here, it's been minus 14 degrees centigrade today. And let's see. The baby is coming to see the mama. That's right. Let's see. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Uncle Bruce, good morning, Bruce. All the fire alarms in Hawaii woke us up from a storm. Now I'm awake to catch the show. Oh my! Fun weather in Hawaii lately. We got Rocket Lab at 12.86, down 14 cents at the moment. We're up 29 on SoFi. GameStop down $1, 171.36. Matterport down 143. Emmy up a nickel. Spire down 22 to 417. ATIP down only 9.5 now, coming back on. Smart Rent up 50 cents to 1032. It does that. Sextera down 18 cents. AMC up $1.11. Robinhood down 37 cents. Vanik down $5. Home Depot up $7. IBM 120.66 up 180. Dow is up 582. Microsoft down 99 cents. Apple up $4. Tesla coming back down $22 now instead of down 40 something. Royal Caribbean down, up 5. Goldman up 573, and Cisco up 58 to 56.81. Those are some of the highlighted stocks we follow here. The Dow up 594, S&P up 447, and the Nasdaq up 70. We are just at the first hour of trading now. We're into the first hour of trading, 2 hours into this show just about. And we've got gains on the three big markets, but the Dow is up 1.7, S&P up 1%, NASDAQ up 0.5 percentage point. That is the deal right at the moment. And SoFi, 1547 up 28 cents. There's rumors flying around and talk flying around on SoFi. Some potential moves being discussed out there, being speculated on. We're up 31 cents at 550 now on SoFi. The rumor is that SoFi may end up acquiring a company they own 17% of called Apex Clearing. They might acquire Apex Clearing, bring it into the fold as a wholly owned subsidiary company, turning the Apex investors from holding a private company into holding SoFi, a public company instead. And the positive speculation that's going around is that the Apex deal could cost SoFi $500 million in stock, $500 million in cash and $1 billion in stock. But we don't know what price per share. We don't know if this is going to be done at $15 a share on SoFi stock, or $20 a share on SoFi stock, or $25 a share on SoFi stock. We don't know that number. We do understand, we have heard the word that Apex was supposed to go public a while ago via a SPAC acquisition. And at the time, the rumors had been circulating that when that deal would go down and happen, that Apex would have a $4.5 billion market cap value. That was the speculation in the market at the time. Now we're finding that, well, if it's a $1.5 billion acquisition via SoFi through a cash stock arrangement, and that the street would still value Apex at $4.5 billion once it was public inside SoFi, that could increase SoFi's market cap dramatically. And right now, the market cap of SoFi is $12.2 billion. If the thinking is that the market cap of SoFi would actually be $17 billion upon the takeover, that is a dramatic increase in this current value. And there's this speculation about, could SoFi could it already go to, say, $20 a share before they even announce the deal to take over Apex? If it's done at $22.50, let's say, could the stock be already at 20 by the time it's announced, and then goes right to 25.30, and then we get the banking license? That is the speculation going on right now. Oh, my. Looky what we got coming into the picture over here. Stage left or stage right. We got those bagels, sesame seed bagels with grape jelly on it. Oh, baby, baby. Thank you so much. No, I don't do it that way. I slobber all over myself and then I dab it up. I'm a dabber. I'm a dibber, dibber, dabber. What can I say? Thank you, Jen, so much for this.
Okay.
We're going to see how this goes. I should be great. See how the market goes today. See if there's more upside.
I'll take that off you.
Something on the back just shouldn't be there.
It's a little fuzzball.
A hitchhiker. Yeah, no fuzzballs allowed on this guy's shirt. Get out of there. 15.50 on your SoFi, kids. Are we $10 low just on this Apex rumored deal, and then the bank charter takes us to 37.50, or are we $10 low on the anticipation of this deal, taking it to 30.35, then the bank charter takes us to 60? Is that what's going on? I don't know. I believe that the odds of SoFi hitting 60 a share have gone up dramatically a lot sooner than last week. But that's just this guy's opinion. I don't rule the world. I just report on what I see and what I think I see and what I smell going on out there. And I smells opportunity on SoFi, kids. I really do. Okay, thank you for being here. Let's enjoy a little bit of bagel here. Try to keep me alive while I'm on the air. Thank you all for joining me today. I love you that you're here. Thank you for the thumbs ups today. I really appreciate these as always. Of course, those of you becoming members of the channel, you're the backbone. Thank you for helping us here, keeping us on the air. We love you. Those of you taking my classes, oh man, over the weekend, a bunch of you joined in to the classes on my website, stockmarkerswithbruce.ca. Thank you for taking those classes. You're getting smarter every day. I'm now having these one-on-one sessions every weekend with a bunch of you, and a bunch of you are definitely taking the classes because you don't ask me basic questions anymore about options. You're asking me sophisticated questions about options, and I'm excited for the upside that you guys are enjoying here on writing call options on your stock. I am stoked for you. This bagel, oh man, these bagels are so good. Love them. We love them. Can't wait to see you guys on Saturday. That's going to be fun. That is going to be real fun. Thank you everybody for being here. Bagel, 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 baby. SoFi going to make me a millionaire. Welcome one, welcome all to the show today. Glad you're here. We're up 541 on the Dow right now. Dow's only up. The Dow is up 550. NASDAQ is up 36. It's not participating like the Dow is running here. SoFi, 1548. SoFi is looking good. It is looking good today. Volume on SoFi now, 12.6 million. So there's some buying coming in here. We'll see how it goes all day long. Associates is back over break even on SoFi. Yoo-hoo! That 30 cents just flipped my portfolio thousands, laughing out loud. Nice job. Go, Sofi. Let's go. Dow's climbing again, 585. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. This is so good. Thank you for the 420 thumbs ups, guys. 420. Thank you. I think we can make 500 today. This is awesome, man. 420, 421 thumbs ups. They're coming. Thank you, everybody. Let's run that thing to 500. Here we go. 426, 431. Here we go. Mm. Fantastic, everybody. Thank you. Mm. Oh, fantastic. Folks are responding to me. We're going to come out there to the meet and greet. We're going to be there, Bruce. Beautiful. Can't wait to see you guys. Fantastic. It's going to be a good time. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 444 thumbs ups and climbing quickly. Thank you, everybody, for the 444 and more thumbs ups. They are coming on. Let's go. Dow up 588, S&P up 44, NASDAQ up 34. Let's go, markets. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. I can't wait to buy back my January Matterport calls for junk bids. The price keeps falling. Way to go, Pickcomb. You're making money on those covered calls. That's what it's all about. Michael, SoFi breaking above 15 today. 1550 puts it back into the daily weekly chart bullish. Woohoo! Good stuff. Good stuff, man. Way to go, you guys. Let's go, markets. SoFi back to 1550. $15.52 to $15.56. New high. SoFi going higher. Going higher. Dow up 600. 1547. 1550 on SoFi. Had a little pop here. Let's see if it gets another one. Go, baby, go. Oh my. Oh boy. Just saw a headline at Market Watch here. Digital World Acquisition Corp, tied to the Donald Trump organization, is falling 5% as publicly traded entity says it's facing a regulatory probe. Should come as no surprise to any of us, considering what that stock's doing. The best relaxing sounds of bagel eating. There you go. We have 456 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for getting us that much closer to 500 thumbs ups. You guys are awesome. I so appreciate this. We do really appreciate thumbs up. They really help the channel get some momentum. Please consider hitting the subscribe button for us too. And if you're thinking of becoming a member, do it now. There'll be updates coming your way at any time. You never know when more updates are coming in from here on stocks that we follow closely. Thank you. And don't forget, you get to use those emojis. Don't forget to use the emojis. Absolutely. All right. SoFi, 1536 after hitting a high of 1556. Little pullback and perhaps a big run coming up. Wouldn't surprise me. We have a little pullback and then another shot. The Dow, 563 to the upside. Broke 600. A little pullback. But we've been going up 2 stairs, down 1, and then up 2 stairs, down 1 here all morning. S&P down 36 points, and that is up 36 points. NASDAQ went negative now, -7, -1 or so at the moment. We're watching that closely. Oil up 181 a barrel to 68.07. That's where we're at right there. Rocket Lab down 37 cents to 12.63. Briefly got positive, just a bit, but then it backed up. We got GameStop down 535 to 167.04. We have Matterport down 209 to 23.42. ME up a penny, and Spire at 423 now after bottoming out at 410. So it's come back 13 cents to be down 16 now on 289,000 volume. So the volume dried out on the sell-off side, and now bargain hunters are picking off what's left on Spire. Spire is coming on here without any stock for sale, really. ATIP now 319, bottomed at 315, has not yet made a move up of any significance, any real conviction. Still sitting at 321. Smart Rent up 42 cents, and the Sixtera down 27 cents. Matterport 23.52, the low of the day 22.70. We hit that in the first 5 or 10 minutes of the day. We went right down to 22.70. But then we had a couple of steps higher to like 23.98. Then we backed off down to 23.16, came up again to just hit 24.18, and now 23.40. Now we're 23.45. Looks like it's a 2-step up, 1 down pattern here now, intraday on Matterport. 4.3 volume, 4.3 million. Buying is coming in on these dips here during the day. We'll see if we've reached the bottom this morning, because we seem to be not able to bounce back to the bottom as the day wears on. We're getting higher lows and higher highs since this morning sell-off on Matterport. So technically it's looking good. That's what that means. It looks good. SoFi 1530 up 11 cents. The Dow up 579. The NASDAQ down 8 points. S&P up 37. That's what we have going on at this exact moment in time. Del Taco is being bought up by Jack in the Box. That's what we heard first thing this morning. Jack in the Box buying the Del Taco chain. Do not be surprised down the road if they have Jack in the Box, Del Tacos sharing the same building with different drive-thrus and stuff. There's a lot of that combo going on now. Comboing. Sometimes you're better as one unit where you can buy from suppliers at a better price because you're a larger buyer of product. See how that works out. 1537 now on SoFi, a little pop higher here. Just came through, just a little up move from 1541. Another little pop higher on SoFi is showing up right at the moment. Alrighty, keep an eye on that as we always do. 167.80 on GameStop, down 459 on GameStop. 1545 now on SoFi. That is now within 11 cents of its high of the day. We're coming on again on SoFi here. Volume on the day now is showing 13.6 million. So we've had over a million come through in the last 5 minutes. At 7:49 my time, 10:49 Eastern time. Barely an hour and 20 minutes into the day here. Over 13.6 million traded. 1542 on the SoFi shares right now. Okay. Should be a lot of fun. Okay. Will the SoFi warrants that expired 5 p.m. have a factor on the stock? It could have a positive tomorrow. I don't know. Get that out of the way and out of there. That's another thing that can't be blamed for any downside weakness. I don't know. That's possible. We'll see. Yeah. SoFi in the middle of a takeover just got off work, I think, says Robert. Yeah, we're talking about SoFi. It could be in the middle of a takeover, but actually they're the buyers of a company they already own 16.8% of, called Apex Clearing. There is speculation here being thrown around a bit, and this will be interesting to see if this story picks up more steam as the week progresses. We might well be into something interesting here with SoFi. Let's see. I'm going to guess that's Eastern time, Splair, but that's my guess. I don't know. Could it be Pacific because that's where the company's headquartered? I don't know how this is going to work. Okay. Thoughts on Spire and why Exact Earth investors may not be buying just yet? It's possible. It's entirely possible, Joe. I don't know. I'm waiting for Spire to get in gear and get going. It's down a dime now after having crapped out to 410 this morning, 410.7. It's now 429. It's almost 20 cents higher than the low of the day, and it's done this move in 25 minutes. It's really snapped up here. 300,000 roughly traded on the day now. 429 last trade. I kind of get the impression Spire has had a sell-off and it's over, and now there's buying coming in. But we've been fooled before, haven't we, sir? 434 now, down a nickel on Spire. As I speak, it jumped the nickel on me. So they're making a liar of me. They're moving higher, and they're moving higher now on only a couple thousand shares. It just jumped a nickel. So, hey, go Spire, go. That's all I have to say about this. Just go to $10 a share, consolidate a couple days, and then go to 20. That would be fine with me and all my viewers. I can tell you for sure they'd like it. We'd be big fans. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. Splair, Spire, second hour candle, looking strong. Okay, keep talking. Spire's moving, Uncle Bruce. Just keep talking about it. Don't stop talking about Spire. Talk about more Spire. Talk about how great they are, how great they're going to be, how undervalued that stock should be and is and shouldn't be, and all that. I agree. It is a bargain of epic proportions. ATIP 320 down 12 after being as low as 315. Spire 433 down only 6 cents now on the day. Go Spire, go. Covered calls are a slow process. I wonder why that is. Yeah, I wonder why. Why is that? Why is it a slow process? Is that what it normally is? Or yeah, Maybe that's right. Okay, we're up to 5. We're up 583 on the Dow. That's holding the gain quite nicely. S&P up 36. Nasdaq still down only 16 points though. Down, but only 16. Oil up $1.61 to 67.87 a barrel right now. And on our stocks, we're mainly red except for Smart Rent and SoFi. Those are the greenies today. We're trying to watch the Spire and the ATIP to see if they're going to challenge their negative number, and also ME, they're down a nickel. We're going to wonder if all these will turn it green, and then we'll have like 5 green stocks and only 4 in the red. Interesting how this is shifting a lot of momentum shifting going on right now. The Dow up 597, 594. We're trying to push 600 again on the Dow. We're up 37 on S&P. We're down 20 on NASDAQ. There it is, 602 gain now on the Dow. 602-point gain on the Dow right now, up 1.74%. This is money coming in here, relentlessly coming in. I think we've had about a 30-minute flat line for the Dow, and now we're pushing 600-plus points a second time. See how much more of this goes up. 40 now on S&P. We're down 11 on NASDAQ. Coming on right now. 1536 on SoFi. Spire 429.8, almost at 430. Watching a lot of our favorites here. What are they going to do? The Dow up 605.7 now. Very interesting. 612 on the Dow. Just went up again. I blame Chris Cuomo. There's what Joe's thinking. You got to blame somebody. I mean, let's blame him. Why not? We need somebody. Yo, baby. Yo, what a day today. Lots of talk going on about everything. China and, oh, gosh, interest rates, not so much of a big deal. Thumbs ups, though, 483. We are 17 away from 500 thumbs ups because of you guys stepping up on this channel. Unbelievable. Thank you. 644 of you are here right now. We're less than 20 away from 500 thumbs ups because of you wonderful viewers. Thank you all for helping out this channel. 486, 14 away from 500 thumbs ups. Now only 12 short of 500 thumbs ups. Let me refresh my screen. Look at that. We are coming in here. 493 on the thumbs up count. Thank you. 7 to go. Now we're only 5 away. Fantastic. 495 are in, and they're about to crack the 500 barrier right here, right now. I thank you. 498 now. There it is. 498. Here we go. 501. There it is. Yee-hoo. Thank you, everybody, for putting us over the top here. We do appreciate this. Over 500 thumbs ups. We are saying thank you, one and all. All right. Fantastic. Let's see. SoFi 1541, 1548. Climbing on SoFi again. 1546, 1548 on SoFi. We might be going for another high of the day here. The Dow now up 630 points. That is going great. S&P up 44. NASDAQ just went green again, 16.4 on the green side. We've got this market reacting nicely, likes what it sees. There is talk now about the Build Better plan, that big social spending plan Congress is trying to get through, the Senate and everything else. The talk now is one of the benefits that's being touted is the lower drug price provision that will make it cheaper for Americans to buy medications. That it would be hugely popular if that could go through. I don't know. I'm not sure how many Republicans will stand on a soap crate to try to stop that one. They may try to stop that quietly, but not publicly. We'll see how that plays out. Interesting. Smart Rent, by the way, up 57 now. ATIP only down 11 cents. And Spire, 431 again, down 8 cents coming on. ME only down a penny. It's coming on 1548 to 1550 now on SoFi. It's climbing again. 645, 646 on the Dow. S&P up 48, NASDAQ up 35. It looked like the Dow was climbing on the idea that Americans could get lower drug prices. That would be a huge boost for low-income Americans, a huge deal. We'll see how this works out. I don't know. We'll see. 1548 now on SoFi at the moment. Okay. All right. Oh boy. Let's go. Okay. Lots of talk. Thumbs ups for everybody. Thank you for the help and the encouragement. Appreciate that. Thank you for the support, people. Appreciate that too. Keep an eye on this market with you. Okay. Whew, 644 on the Dow. Definitely high today here. 1.87% run on the Dow today. The Nasdaq's only up a quarter of a point, and S&P is up a 1%. So S&P is lagging, and Nasdaq really lagging here. We got IBM gaining 160 to 120.44. Microsoft down only 77 cents. Apple up $4. Tesla down $32. Goldman up $9. $3.91, going higher. That's just going to keep on going. Amazon up $10.60. That is just starting to move. Facebook up $8.22. Google down $11.91. Improving from its low, but not yet cracking the green, but it will, the way it looks like it's coming on right now. Costco up $3.67. Walmart up $1.17. Cisco up 43 cents. Nvidia down $15, but it's coming on. Twitter up $1.62. American Airlines up $1.59 to $18.22. Doesn't seem to want to crack 20 right now. Anyone writing options on American Airlines, that $20 barrier is something to keep in mind. Psychologic is going to take a huge run for American to break through 20. So if you're going to write options on American Airlines, 1950, 1975, $20, easy writes. What else is going on there? Oh man, Intel up 163, Micron up 35 cents, and Boeing up 733 to 205. But I don't know if it can break to like 215 or 220. I don't think Boeing is going to get that high. It's a little better today, but boy, it's fallen off the last few weeks, so needed a bit of a rebound there. Let's see. Oh man. Yeah, GameStop on the move, says Joe. Yes. Man, I know people that sold Matterport covered calls when it touched $38 are doing the money dance today. That's a $1,500 mover per contract. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. Well done. Yep, thank you. Well done, guys. Way to go on your Matterport. 23.46. I think it's bottoming out here. Doesn't seem to want to go any lower right now. It's kind of bottoming out here. So writing puts, cash secured puts on Matterport might be a good deal if you can get some nice premiums. Keep an eye on those. And buying Matterport calls might be an idea if they're not too high a premium. But on the other hand, sitting tight, watching the stock pop back to 26, 27, writing 30s again might be another play. Okay, Uncle Bruce, I've got a few put contracts in the red for December 17. Should I be buying back at a loss and rewrite for January or sit tight? Double D, you can always do that. If you buy back and you can rewrite at a higher price, I would definitely do that. Yes, that would be a good move. Joanne says, Goldman, what's it doing, man? Goldman, looking good. Goldman, it's up 931 to 392. Looking good. 1544 on SoFi. We're up 25 cents. Now 1547 on SoFi. Looking better. It's coming on again. The Dow up 628. And NASDAQ up 38. S&P up 47.8. Okay. I agree, Auntie. This is not the place to discuss religious topics. I would agree with that. Let's stick to stocks. Yes, we have so much to talk about on the market. 634 to 635, positive move on the Dow. Let's talk about that. Yes, indeed. 1546 on SoFi. Oh boy. Gonzo, I'm with you, anti-PC. Well, there you go. I'm there too. Way to go, markets. Let's see. Headlines. Hmm. Lucid stock dives after disclosing subpoena related to SEC investigation, down 8.8% on Lucid. The story, I think, had to do with the whole investigation has to do with projections of the company's sales projections once they went public, and their future, and were they painting too rosy of a picture? SEC questioning this. I don't know. Let's see here. Credit Savage. I wrote some 1950 covered calls on SoFi that expired December 31st. And you know what? They were very low today, but I didn't buy them back because I seriously think I can dare them to take me out. Fly to $20. Go ahead. Come on, get me. Come and get me at 20. I'm here. I'm sitting up here at 1950. I dare you to come up to 1950 and take me out. I love that attitude. I dare you. And if they do want to go up, great. You'll roll them over. So you'll roll them over. Big whoop. I agree. That's a good move. I don't have a problem with that at all. Not at in the least. SoFi 1537 right now, and you're saying, hey, I'm at 1950. Come and get me. Come on, I'm up here. I don't think you're going to get here by December 31. Let's hope you do, but if you don't, I keep the premiums, all of them. Thank you very much. There you go. Yeah, money's real, says Midnight Adventure. Yep, my Lucid covered calls are beautiful today. I'm not buying them back either. No way. You know what's real? My love for SoFi, says Cheddar Stacks. That's what's real. That's what real love's all about. There you go. ME went green. 767. Spire only down to nickel now. 434. Spire's coming on again. SoFi up a quarter at 1544 now. I'm not sure if that's accurate. We might be behind a bit. Let's just double check. 1534 right now, I'm showing at the moment. The Dow up 627 right now. Watching SoFi closely and everything else. Yes. Okay. Joanne is thinking should have bought Royal Caribbean calls. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be touching that stuff. Hologram is saying, hey, Bruce, my Tootsie Rolls are exploding today. TR. My Tootsie Roll stock is going higher. That's a sweet thing, I guess. I don't know. Play on words. Down a nickel on Spire, 434. Down only 5 cents here. We have 339,000 volume. There is no volume on Spire, and we're coming on a bit. Now it's at 430, down 9 cents. But this sell-off came and went. It went down to 410. Now it's back to 430. Hey, might be going higher here. Let's see. We're here to watch it. We're here to encourage it. Uncle Bruce, the SEC approves the SPAC mergers, yeah? So their lawyers are watching the whole time, yeah? So why does the SEC seem to always sue the SPACs this week, LCID? Next week, it'll be another one. What's going on? Why do they approve them and then they don't approve of them? What's their problem? Got to make you wonder, doesn't it? It just makes you wonder what the hell is going on over there with these guys. I don't know. Was the fact that a lot of these SPACs were filed a year and a half, 2 years ago before Biden became president, and now that Biden has become president and has put in his man, the guy is running up against certain SPACs? I don't know. This I can't see. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, here we are. The hardest part of writing covered calls so far is waiting for the right trade setup. That's right. I need Matterport to go up so I can write calls, man. I hear you there. The hardest transaction to do is a sell transaction. It's the hardest one to make. In the stock market, it's easy to buy. You can buy anytime you want. You can buy high, you can buy low, you can buy right in the middle. People are really good at buying. People are used to buying. It's the selling that's the hard part. People don't know how to sell. People are lousy when it comes to selling. They're terrible, just terrible. And I tell folks that if you're thinking of writing a call option on a stock, you want to put in a stink offer. You want to put a price in that's higher than what the stock's trading at. and get top dollar, because whatever you sell your call for, that is the most profit you can make. That is as good as it's going to get. And if a stock is moved up on you and you're now writing a call against that stock, you want to get the top dollar for that contract. So that if the shares just back off a little bit, if they give up half their recent gains, you already want your contracts to be going your direction wonderfully. Because that's when you can put in stink buy orders on your call contracts. You put in buy orders below what the market is trading at, way below, and put them in at an odd number. So instead of buying a call contract back at $1, you buy a call contract back at 101. Or instead of $1.50, you put it in at 151. On the sell side, if the contract's trading at the 2 to 250 or 250 to $3, you put in a sell order at 349, not at 350, 349, not at $3, 299. You always undercut by 1 penny, but you stay high as a stink offer or low as a stink buyer. And that is how you take advantage of these spreads. It isn't as fast as you'd like it to be sometimes. You got to wait. But when you get filled, you get paid for your patience wonderfully. There you go. Sometimes you miss a trade because of it. I agree. Sometimes you're trying to sell a call at too high a price and you miss the trade. The stock backs off on you. You didn't get out. That's okay. It's like a lion hunting in the jungle. You don't get a kill every time. But when you get one, you feast. Absolutely. All right. Let's see here. Uncle Bruce, I remember when you went on a spirited discussion pertaining to China and their shenanigans a few months back. I looked at Baba and Didi and I thought about buying puts and didn't. I'd be rich if I did it. Well, I should have done it. What can I say? Yeah, look up what the SEC was busy doing leading up to the 2008 crisis. You'll find your answer if you want to know what's going on here. You know what, Brucey? I made so much money on my Hertz, and they gave me warrants. I love warrants. Now I buy warrants anytime I can. Well, congratulations. There we go. People are more afraid of missing out than being taken out. Charlie Payne, and I'm totally guilty of just this, for the record, just that. Stay high, says a hologram. Credit Savage, people are lousy at buying. Putrid asks and rancid stink bids, baby. That is where it's at, man. Let's take advantage of the fact that they want to buy. Exactly. People want to buy more than they want to sell. They love to buy because usually when they're selling, they're losing. Very few people sell at a profit. They usually ride a profit and they watch it go back down. That's what they do. But if you're a seller, you're trying to sell a call option as a writer, you want to get the highest premium possible to lock in the nice opening trade for your position because you're looking to buy it back cheaper. So put an offer in higher than the market at an odd number. It might be 30 cents higher, 50, 80, $1.10, whatever, and look for an unusual spike where you get taken out. You just get taken out. You won't have time. If you see an unusual run in the market, you will not have time to put a sell order in fast enough. You'll have missed it by the time your order is in there. But if you got a stink offer or a rancid offer, you're putting that a putrid ask. You're putting it in there. It's in there. It's an open order for the day only. And if you get taken out, you get taken out. Thank you. Now turn around and put in a stink bid. Super cheap, super bargain. Look for a dip in the market, a quick drop off. Yep, that's what you're looking for. Okay, because you can't buy it when it backs off fast either. It's the way it is. You know what? I put in a rancid bid for 1 penny for a stock call option that you don't follow, and I got it in the money call expiring 2024 January. Crazy. Bruce, since it takes longer for stocks to go up versus going down, what are the odds SoFi is back above 20 before the end of the year? Thanks, Credit Savage, for the reminder with your 1950 calls. Well, again, something extraordinary has got to happen for a stock to jump $4, $5, $6 in a day. We saw it with Matterport for about a week or so. We had a ridiculous, incredible runs on Matterport. There was no reason for Matterport to jump as much as it did, but we took it. We were happy to have it happen because a lot of you made a lot of money on your Matterport calls that you owned and calls that you started to write. You guys cashed in like big time last week, 2 3 weeks ago. We love it when it happens, but we also know that a stock can go down a lot faster than it can go up. You know that firsthand. You all have seen it happen. And that's why you put in stink bids. You're always putting in stink bids. If you're trying to buy a stock, if you want to buy more SoFi, it's 1534 right now. Put in a stink bid at 461. Who knows? I'm not saying it's going to go there. But if SoFi had a down dip for 15, 20 minutes, because the market had a down dip for 15, 20 minutes, you might get hit with a bid. You won't have time to put the order in. If you see the market's just dropping everywhere and you try to put in a buy order for SoFi, by the time you hit that button, get typing in everything you got to type in, you missed it. You missed the trade. It's already traded down there. It's come back already. You missed it. That's why you have stink bids, stink offers all the time. There you go. You know what? I don't have an exit strategy for most stocks I own. I don't have an exit strategy. There you go. There you go. So Flint Creek says, I sold off some Spire to buy SoFi. I will do it in reverse when applicable. It was hard to do, but that's the game, right? It's whatever game you want it to be. I just say get in and sit tight and wait, but it's okay. I love SoFi. It's holding this gain. Get those thumbs up for Bruce's hologram. 6 weeks until Betty White turns 100. Just for your information, folks. 100 years old, hologram 420. Laugh out loud, Cheddar. Your older brother is a dream. Betty White 100. Oh my gosh, incredible. I'm loading up on ATIP Inspire at these levels, says Joe. And if and when they catch up to the others, I'll do some shuffling and rebalancing. Matterport's still free falling, and Rocket Lab can move quickly either way. There you go. He's slow. Spire's green. Spire's green. Spire's green. It's up 2 cents. Hey, Bruce. Hello, Bruce. It's green, baby. Your Spire's green. Yay. Okay, we're happy. We're happy. We love it. Thank you all for that alert. It was great to see it coming around like that too, isn't it? We're up now 1.5 cents on Spire, 440. Woohoo! Made some money on DVAC Fleece, says Red Solo Cup or Credit Savage. I wrote some $25 covered calls on Matterport expiring Jan 22, and I watched it go up. Uncle Bruce, thank you for reminding me to do nothing. I did exactly nothing, and look at this. The stock came back to me. It's precious. There you go. Tootsie Roll, spiking crazy. Laughing out all this talk about slow rise of stocks and big drops makes me feel like I'm better off buying puts more often than calls, and definitely reinforces selling calls. SoFi under 16. It's a steal. That's right. 1537. It's a bargain here. ME up 4. Spire up 1.5 cents to 440 now. ATIP 315.5. And we got a 44-cent gain on Smart Rent, a 15-cent drop on Sextera. Spire volume 444,000 shares. Took a shot here from this $4, and what was this price here? $429.5 to 441, and all the way up to 443 in a real hurry. So that was nice to see. Spire on fire, up 2 cents to 441. Go Spire, go. Go Spire, go. Go, go. Go, Spire, go. Yes. What is an exit strategy, says Smoked Dog? Austin, thank you for this donation. Last week, my Adobe AD had dropped $50. I made money buying my calls back for cheap, looking to profit on the bounce as it recovers. Any advice? Let it bounce back up and then write calls all over again and do it again. GameStop, let's go. We're down $7.91. Sit tight is right, says Anti-PC. Hector, does Warren Buffett have an exit strategy? Hologram, D-Nut. Michael, if IBM stays at 120, I'm going to let myself get exercised and buy 1,500 to 1,700 more SoFi, more upside in my opinion. Cheddar, yeah, he sold all his airline stocks before they crashed. Rob, show that 1-day chart on Spire. Look at that recovery on Spire. 443 now, up 4 cents. Check out the Spire for 1 day. Look at this 1-day thing on Spire. Look at that thing go. Sorry about the reflection. There I am back there. Hi there. You see me? Look at that thing go. Woo, baby. Yeah, 446,000. Just 2 more thousand shares. It went up again. There is nothing for sale here. There is nothing for sale here. Any kind of buying on Spire will run it. And if it starts running, it'll run on its own momentum now. So it's close. It's getting close. We're up 9 on ME. 25 cents now to 1544 on SoFi. We're climbing on SoFi too. Spire Greens feels like a moon today. Nicholas says, I'm thumbs up number 526. We have 529 now. Thank you for the 500 plus thumbs ups, you guys. I have 1250 March 2022 SoFi calls. They go up 90 cents for a dollar move. Good position to be in. Thank you. That's right. The stock goes up a dollar. Your contracts go up 90 cents because you're in the money. You're way in the money on these calls. Yes, well, reasonably in the money. You're up to almost $3 in the money now. Lovely. The stock goes up $10. Those calls will go up like $9.25. Lovely. Very nice. JG. Hey, Uncle Bruce, I got time to sell a cover call on GameStop expiring Friday or wait for a pop to write. You need a pop. You need a pop. Right now, it's 165. We might be going lower. And we might not. But you're looking for a pop. I think you look for a pop. How on earth is RCL up 8% today? How is that even possible? Joe, my neighbor bought Tesla 11 years ago. He's pretty happy not having an exit strategy. There you go. Mark, I bought 204 SoFi shares at 1466. I now have 1,000 shares. Now wait for a shot to 20 to sell call. Now you're talking, Mark. You're talking. We're at 1546 on SoFi. Let it go into the 20 range. You start writing 22s, 23s, 24s, something like that, and bringing in all kinds of money now. Yeah, baby, it's good stuff. Spire, 444, up a nickel. It's a little better. Damn it, says Flint Creek. It's okay. I have a lot of Spire still. I still have lots left. Coyote, 1.1 volume on GameStop. Yeah, well, GameStop, 165.46 down 693. Spire, 444 up a nick. How about that? SoFi, 1546 up 27. It's moving too. Okay, lovely. We're up 17 cents on ME. Just took a shot to 782. It just took a pop here. Very nice. Only 823,000. No news that I can see, but it took a pop. ME 782. Spire up a nickel. SoFi 1548 up 29 cents. The Dow up 619. S&P up 40 and NASDAQ is up 3.8 points. Okay. Let's see. Well, we'll see what's going on here with these stocks. Coyote thinks that GameStop might go lower, but here he is buying it. What are you going to do? It is 164.68 down 771. We're approaching the low of the day, is it? 163.20 is the low of the day. That was around 10 this morning Eastern time. SoFi 1547, about 9 cents away from the high of the day. Trying to approach the high of the day now on SoFi. Matterport still down 233 at 23.18. ME up 15 cents to 780. Spire at 444, up a nickel on the day now. Was as low as 410 this morning. Spire has recovered 34 cents from the low of the day today. That's significant. That drying is gone. That selling dried out. It's gone. Stock is now cleaning. It's getting cleaned up here. Just saying, it's looking good. Okay. Coyote doesn't think GameStop will go under 160. It did on Friday, but only for a moment or two. See how it plays here. We'll see. 598 gain on the Dow. We're negative 1.1 on NASDAQ right now. So a little bit of selling coming in still. 1540 on SoFi, up 22 cents, 1541. And GameStop 165.44. Watching all kinds of stock. Spire's higher. That's right, Sam. It's higher. I don't know. Shouldn't be here, my opinion. Vash, Bruce, can there be a high volume, low, no price movement? Or is that something that couldn't really happen? Well, Vash, it depends how many shares are outstanding on a stock. If you've got a billion shares out there, you can trade millions a day and not go very far. If you have a company with way too many shares out there and they don't do a rollback, then that can happen too. But everything is relative, I guess. If a $3 stock goes up a dime, that's a 3% move. If a $10 stock goes up a dime, it's a 0.1% move. But it goes up 33 cents, it's a 3.3% move, right? A $4 stock goes up $1, That's a 25% jump from 4 to 5. But if a $15 stock goes up $1, it's like 6%, so it's all relative here. GameStop will spike before the end of the year. Right on, hologram. Yeah, Penny PC got her sub 160 bid to hit, and mine didn't, so I'm mad about it. There you go. Well, there you go. Got to put in those odd numbers. If you're going to buy under 160 on GameStop, you go 159.91 or 159.86 or something like that. That's an odd buy number to put in a stink bid at. That's how you do it. 443 up 4 on Spire. Let's go Spire. Come on, man. 1531 on SoFi. 779 up 14 on ME. Come on, you guys. Take a shot. Let's go. I have viewers here that deserve to be rich. That's the bottom line. They just deserve to be a lot wealthier than they are right now. And they're wonderful people as they are, but they're even more wonderful when they're richer. So cheers to all of you getting richer here. Those of you making money on options you've written, watching them collapse, congrats. Keeping an eye on that. Those of you writing cash secured puts on stocks that are way down right now, way to go. Good strategy too. Matterport is a good one to think about. 23.26. Write cash secured puts on Matterport. There might be some opportunities there. What about SoFi? Are there cash secured puts opportunities on SoFi? What about Rocket Lab down here at 12.55? Cash secured puts down here? I would think so. Coyote, just got an email. My subscription has been renewed. Cheers. Right on, Coyote. That new colored bagel is coming your way sooner or later too. Fantastic. Thank you for being an automatic renewer of your membership of this channel. It is so appreciated. We now have 543 thumbs up. So we need 7 more to get to 550. I feel that that's coming on any minute now. I'm sure we're going to get to 550. Hit the thumbs up for us, and let's get over 550 thumbs ups. Get our way closer to 600 here. That would be nice. 549, 1 away. Yes, Red Solo. Thank you for the throwing on emojis. Let's go with the knee emojis here. Let's get this market moving on the knee emojis. It's time. It's time we put the spell on this market. It's time this market gets hit with knee emojis. Knee, the power of the knee. The Knights of Knee say the stocks will go up. They can only go higher when the knee emojis come out. Covers the entire chat bar everywhere you go. It's insanity. Everyone is throwing the knee emojis at this market. You can't stop these stocks from going higher. Who do you think you are out there, you sellers? You're nothings. That's right. So the power of the knee. We're going higher. Let's go. We're on fire. We're going higher. Come on, baby. Woo-hoo. We're up 621 on the Dow. We're going higher. We're going higher. Adventures with Duncan. How you doing, buddy? Thank you for this. And John is here. Ratish and Pickcomb is here. All the knee emojis are flooding the YouTube algorithm systems. They can't handle it. They can't understand what's going on. What's that? There's all these knee emojis happening over on that one channel. What's going on? We should send more people over there. Get them to stop that. Oh, what's happening? 563 thumbs ups. We're going for 600 thumbs ups. There's no stopping the 600 thumbs ups. Absolutely no stopping it. Oh, baby, looks good. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Here we go. Pat Merkley has got the knee emoji. Scott Brewer's got the knee emojis. Oh, we're going higher on the knee emojis. Higher and higher and higher. You can't stop this market. It's impossible to stop the knee emojis. You can't stop these people. 1540 on SoFi. We're going higher. Let's go. Oh, come on, man. Higher, and higher. There they are. Look at all those neat emojis dominating the chat bar. Oh, no other YouTubers have knee emojis like we have knee emojis. They wish they had knee emoji players like we have. They wish. Go in your corner and cry. Shed your tears. We've got the knee emojis going crazy over here. The markets are going to go higher because of it. Thanks, you guys. Splair TV, Dave. Oh, man. Samuel, Papa Gamer, Scott Brewer, Pat Markley. They're all here. They're the usual suspects. They're all here powering up the knee emojis. They're putting them out there. There's no stopping this market. You can't. Hector's here. He knows you're not going to stop this market with knee emojis. There's no way the stocks just go up. That has to happen. It's got to be the way it's done. Fabulous, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this. Oh, Gonzo, there they are. A bunch from Gonzo Cruiser. Beautiful. Shaky Frywad, there they are. How you doing, Shaky Frywad? Let's go, baby. Aworth, neat, neat, neat. Kareem, neat, neat, neat. I'm not going to stop this market from going higher. Are you kidding me? Get out of the way. 1542 and going higher on SoFi. 1543. Come on, SoFi. Bust through 1550. Let's go. I dare you. I double dare you. I triple dare you. Let's go. Oh, man. Let's run this market. Yeah, Arico is putting up the knee emojis too. You gotta love that. Here we go. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. One after the other. After the other. Arico, God, I wish Bruce was my boss. You probably have the best work atmosphere in all of California. Well, I'll tell you, I ran a couple of retail stores in my day, and employees never quit. They'd never quit. They'd come to me and they'd say, "Listen, I need Thursday off, and but I can come in on Friday." And I say, "You just work that schedule out with me, or work it out with the other kids around here. If we got people here, we're good to go." Oh, they love that. I'd empower them, and they loved it. And they worked harder for my store than they'd work for anybody else, and they never quit. Never quit. I still talk to my employees from a store that I ran back in 1990 to 94. I closed it in 1994, and my employees at that time were 22, 21, 22, 23, something like that. I still talk to them today. They still talk to me, and they're now parents. Soon some are going to be, I can see grandparents coming not too long down the road. Oh my gosh, I'll be Papa Bruce, Grandpa Bruce. Oh no. But yeah, they still in touch. The last retail store I had closed in what was it, 2011 or something like that, and I'm in touch with those people. Yep, they never left the firm. Yeah, so we had a good time. We had a good time. Always having fun at work, and customers would come in and they couldn't believe the atmosphere of the store they were coming into. They couldn't believe it. Every other store they'd go into, the employees would be grumbly and moody and down and outers and just beat up people. Come into our store and it was just a party time. We were just always having a good time. Yeah, still amazing. Yeah, it is and it isn't. It's incredible. Yep. Well, love hearing from them, and they know what I'm doing. They know that I'm doing this, and they're just going, "I can't believe you're doing this." It's incredible. But then we're not surprised you're doing this, though. We're not surprised, but it's unbelievable. It's awesome. So yeah, it is pretty fun, pretty cool bean stuff, and they've gone on to do very well. All of these former employees of mine have gone on. They were inspired to greatness, and they're doing fine. They're doing beautifully out there, and I'm proud of them. And it's always great to hear from the kids. I call them the kids because they were university students, high school university students when they worked for me, and now they're full-blown grown-ups with all kinds of things going on. Oh my, so much fun. 1553 on your SoFi, kids. We have just busted through 1550 like a hot knife through soft butter. We're going higher, baby. We're going higher now on your SoFi. 1556. That's the high today right now. Right now. How about that? You got to love this. You got to love it. Was this the music store? No, I didn't run the music store as my own business. I had a store selling sports clothing, like LA Dodgers hats and Pittsburgh Steeler t-shirts and coffee mugs and sweaters and jerseys and hoodies and keychains and anything with a logo on it. All sports, and we had a good time. They were allowed to leave the firm alive. They still call themselves employees of the non-existent businesses, even to this day. How about that? Yeah, here we go. Bruce, it's Monday. It's December. It's cold here. Can we get a ho, ho, ho from you, please? I'll let you know. Comic book shop, way back when. Yeah, sports cards, comic books, and then the sports clothing store. Yeah, we had fun. 1552, we touched 1556. Did we go any higher than 1556? I'll get a refresh here. 1558, just touched it. So we're busting out on SoFi. Beautiful. Spire up a nickel, 444. Looking good. ME 777 up 12 cents. Let's go. Let's go with these markets, and let's go now. Let's get going now, man. Oh, baby. Looking to make this go higher. Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. We're getting up to the 3-hour time limit here for my first show. Guys, thank you for being here today. I'm going to be on today 4 times. I'm on now. I'll be on at 3 o'clock this afternoon here. So that's noon Pacific time. Then I'll be on my other channel, Traveling with Bruce. I'll be on there at 7 o'clock tonight for sponsor members for the Hangout show. And then at 8 o'clock over on Traveling with Bruce, we'll be talking about travel, cruise ship travel, and everything else. That's open to anybody. So if you want to join me at 8 o'clock tonight, I'll still be working 8 o'clock Eastern tonight on TWB, Traveling with Bruce. We have a good time over there every Monday night live for our gang, and I'd love to have you there. 583 thumbs ups, Bruce. Look at that, 584. We'll need 16 more. Can you guys give me 16 more thumbs ups before I get off the air? That would give me 600. Thank you, sir. Never disappoint, says M. Grant. I think we just reversed the curse. Can SoFi get a ho? 1558. We're going higher on SoFi. Come on, baby. Let's go. Yeah, the Credit Savage. Credit Coach inspired me to write a few SoFi calls expiring 12/23, strike 1850, 30-cent premium. I'm also daring the stock to take me out. I dare you. I'm flying home, says Adventures with Duncan Splair. Have a good break, Uncle Bruce. And you all from the Bagel Gang Company. Thanks, buddy. Neat. Butta. Hey, Uncle B, can we get to see you on Traveling with Bruce too as a members? Not members here. You got to be members there. Yeah, I got members on both channels now. Started with that one first and then started here second. So, yeah. Yodi, I personally am not writing cover calls at these prices. Just not worth it to me. There you go. On SoFi, I should say. There you go. Hologram is writing up all kinds of emojis here. We got emojis going up with Duncan. Rico, I just make sure your strike price is more than what your average paid is, and you're good. There you go. SoFi, 1558 right now. Come on. Let's go. 1558. We want this SoFi to go higher. Yes, indeed. We're up 17 on ME. We're up 7 cents on Spire. The Spire is on fire. How about that? 320 on ATIP, down 12 cents. Low of the day, 315. Go ATIP. Go Spire, 446. 1558 on your SoFi. We're right there. 61. 1561. Boom. Booyah. Right through 1560 to 1561 on your SoFi. A new high of the day on your SoFi. Nice. One more thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. Joanne, thank you, Joe, for that. I don't know what that is, but thank you. Thumbs ups now. 601. Oh, my goodness. Can you believe it? 601 thumbs up. Thank you, everybody, stepping in there and just pounding the thumbs up button for us. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate it. It helps a ton. 1559 to 1560 on your SoFi. The volume now on SoFi is 17.3 million. It continues to come in millions an hour. Looking good. GameStop down 652. Rocket Lab down 38. Matterport down only 192. Now we're back under that $2 level. 23.59, climbing a little bit. ME up 15 to 780. 444 on the Spire. Come on, Spire. Take it higher and get it on fire. Let's go. Oh, man. Alibaba stock is rising, says the Barron's headline. The e-commerce giant is shaking up management. I wonder why. Maybe it's because, I don't know. Do you think like the top guy is under house arrest in China for criticizing the Chinese banking system? You think maybe that's why they're shaking up the company? Do you want the job of running Alibaba in China? Yeah, you like being a puppet, I guess. Go ahead and be that guy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. Oh, damn it! Yeah, I wanted to get the benefit of two channels for the price of one. Oh well. Yeah, I hear you there. Let's go, folks. Citadel is losing their shorts on Tootsie Roll. They must feel the pain. There you go. Okay, Rocket Lab. This week we're launching for our friends. Let's see. Due to weather, we're now targeting December the 8th for the launch. Okay. Let's see. You can take my SoFi shares away from me in my cold dead hands. Okay. Yeah, half of these guys are getting beheaded. Yeah, you never hear from them anymore. Isn't that funny? Just don't hear from these guys. Let's go, says Hologram. Rocket Lab down 41 cents. SoFi up 35 to 15.54. We got GameStop down 704, Matterport down 212, under 2 again. 23andMe 777 up 12, Spire 445 up 6 cents, ATIP 320 down 12, Smart Rent up 48 cents, Xterra down only 3 cents now, climbing as well. We got the Dow up 609 points, S&P up 44, NASDAQ up 42. There you have it. Here we go. Is it possible to be a member of both channels for $15? No, I don't do that. Yeah, you talk to YouTube about that. They handle that. I don't think you're going to get very far with that one. It's okay to say that, Bruce. You know, it's okay to say that. I didn't read the punchline. Let's see. I did it again. Sold a cup. I sold almost everything else for more SoFi. Let's go for a rally round 2. Have a nice rest, Uncle B. Thank you. I just noticed my bagel is different color today. Yay! I'm one of the cool kids now. I can't wait for my pink bagel. One of the cool kids. Jack Ma is on Mars. There you go. Auntie's laughing. I won't say the word blank blank. I won't say it. And she's going, you know, you can say that. You can say the name of that company, you know. You can say it, you know. Cheddar, I added some more dry powder up for SoFi. I'm too bullish. What can I say? SoFi right now, holding at 1560 right here. 1560. The high of the day, I think, is 62. We just hit it now. 62. 1562 on your SoFi. That's the high of the day right now. Great stuff. Spire 444.5. It's up 5.5 cents on Spire. Yes. Getting better. Getting higher. 1562 on SoFi. Just grinding a penny here and a penny there and another penny and another penny and another penny, grinding higher bit by bit. Volume now 17.68 million. 1562, 1563 range on Spire now. Okay. Good. All right, well, I'm going to take a little break here. I'll be back at 3 this afternoon. Join me at 3 this afternoon for the final hour of trading. And we'll cover that. And then we'll talk to you at 7 o'clock tonight and 8 o'clock tonight on Traveling with Bruce, if you dare. If you dare show up over there, we'll talk about that. But thank you, everybody, for everything. Appreciate it. Andy PC says, yeah, because that company is partners with your SPAC, Rocket Lab, and Rocket Lab's last 2 launches have been with blank blank. That company, that name, I'm not saying that it's been with blank blank. Dry powder, what is that? I've spent all my dry and wet powder, used and unused. I'm tapping out, ready to take the gravy train up right now. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. Ta-ta all, says Papa Gamer. Excuse me, our SPAC, RKLB. Benjamin Duncan, take care. See you soon. You too, buddy. Blank blank. That's right. Take it easy, Uncle B. Thanks, Bruce. Good to see you, says Zach. See you this afternoon, Uncle Bruce, says Bobby. Thank you, guys. 1558 on your Spire. Let's go. SoFi. Wouldn't it be great if Spire was 1558? 1560 on SoFi. Spire 444.5. Go. Let's go. We're up 631 on the Dow. We're going. I have a buying problem in the stock market, says Larkin. Look at that. Bruce squeezed out plus 600. Thumbs ups. Over 600 now. And GameStop and Loopring gonna go. Love you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Bruce. Straighten up the lamp. What lamp? Thumbs ups. Thanks, Bruce. We love you. Blankety blank. See y'all later. Thank you, everybody. We've got 608 thumbs ups. Yoo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Uncle Bruce, we love you. Don't forget to feed the cat in the background. Uh-huh. Yeah, love it. Love it. Love it. Oh, man. All right, guys. Ciao. It's exactly the way I'm going to say it. Ciao. We'll see y'all later. Thanks, guys. So see you real soon. Bye for now.